If you've ever imagined of starting your own housing program, there is no reason that after we're done here tonight that you shouldn't go to forstonconsultants.com/webinars and watch the webinar, guys, because a lot of you have wanted to start a group home or traditional assisted living facility, but that stuff takes license. It takes a lot of time to open. There's a lot of red tape to jump through. You have to ask for permission. We teach you guys how to open an ILF, an independent living facility, where you can house the homeless, displaced adults, or anybody that has a guaranteed income, and it doesn't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. Make sure you watch that free webinar at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, and then set up a free strategy call so that me and my team can get you started. Let's get back to the show. All right, so let's try this. All right, so sounds like we're good now. I super apologize for that. We're probably going to lose a few people that tried to get into it, but looks like Shelly is in the room already. Shelly, let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Let me check some stuff while I'm waiting for you to respond to me. Know if you can hear me loud and clear. Am I coming through loud and clear? Can everybody hear me okay? Tia, looks like you're back. Risa, looks like you're back. I'm not echoing. Marion, looks like you're back. Oh my God, I'm getting excited now. Spuggle Woogie, I see that you're back. And I'm not echoing. So it looks like we got everybody back. Wild Olive Ware says they can hear me loud and clear. Katara says loud and clear. Mary says loud and clear. Thank you, Lord. Y'all, because y'all know how I am. Like, I'm over here panicking. Shay is not here, who's my tech person, as well as my wife. My wife has got family out of town, y'all, visiting from Bermuda, and they leave tomorrow. So that's where she is. So excuse her absence. But nevertheless, the devil is a liar. He tried to stop this session tonight, but the devil is a liar. Thank you for whoever that was that said start this all over and just start over. I appreciate that, because I probably wouldn't have thought of that unless you said it. So I appreciate that. Not sure what that was, but nevertheless, we're going to pretend that it never happened. And welcome to the live broadcast. Don't wait to be great. A lot of you all found me today on TikTok, right? So I went live earlier this afternoon. A lot of you guys were with me while I was frying chicken and cooking lunch, right? So I appreciate you guys. In fact, let me know in the chat if you were one of the ones that joined me earlier today on TikTok and you're now here. Let me know in the chat. Also, let me know what city and state you're from. And because we literally wasted, and I'll say threw away about 10 minutes, I'm not going to do a lot of introing. I'm going to jump right into it. So as long as everybody can hear me loud and clear, I just want to explain one more time really quickly in terms of what we do. So we teach people how to start their own independent living facility. And just in case if you don't know what an independent living facility is, that's just an environment where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight. So again, these are not group homes. These are not ALFs. These are not like the IDDs. All of those things that require a license, Samantha, this is not it. All those things that people hid from you and told you that you had to get a sprinkler system and have the fire marshal walk through it, this is not it. God literally showed me, y'all, my dream through a lady that was doing this the wrong way. And what I mean by that, God showed me a lady that was doing this, y'all, and literally she was making $41,000 a month, but she was housing people in rats and roaches. So all I did was took a concept that we saw somebody doing so bad, and we just changed it to now what we believe is the best thing since sliced bread. And it's called independent living facilities, co-living, shared living. So there's a lot of different names what people call it. And trust me, I don't care what you call it. Just remember the concept is that we take a regular residential property and we're going to take people from homeless to hopeful. And again, that's in a shared living environment where we share everything. They share the refrigerator, the freezer. They share the room if they're in a shared room. They share the pantry, the bathroom. So this is a shared living environment, guys. And as you saw this slide right before, my family and I actually trademarked independent living facility. So if you guys were to happen to go to like the USPTO, that website of where people patent and they trademark stuff, I dare anybody to go do it right now and pull up independent living facility and watch my name pop up. So again, I'm really careful about just telling people that we don't mind what you call it. right? But we have trademarked independent living facility, and that is just simply a housing model where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff, which is different from your group home. That group home needs staff, state oversight. You need your city's permission. Guys, I don't need nobody's permission to do what I'm doing. Make sense, everybody? And just to show you guys where it came from, Marion, Miss Shelley, Samantha, Shaka, all you ones that joined me earlier today, remember I promised you I was going to show you what I saw when I was a social worker, begging God to change my life, begging God to get me into real estate. Here I am as that social worker, begging God to change my life. And look at what he showed me, y'all. He showed me a lady that was making 41 grand a month, housing people in burnt up kitchens, rats and roaches, mice running in and out of the cabinets. Guys, the devil is a liar the way that we do this today. And how can you make 41 grand a month, Shelley, and house people in this kind of conditions? So I always like to show people where this came from. I'm no genius. I didn't wake up out of bed and think of this overnight. Shaka, I literally saw somebody live in my dream. Have y'all ever saw somebody live in your dream? Now, I may be that guy for you today, but we're doing it the right way. I saw somebody live in my dream, y'all, but doing this the wrong way. So can you imagine, Miss Marion, what I felt like when I saw these conditions? I was like, Lord, have mercy. And watch this, because you're going to think that I saw this and I knew this from day one. Guys, I did it. I was a social worker for a bunch of years before I saw the inside of one. Charmaine, good to see you again. Charmaine, I've been seeing you all over the place. Thank you so much. Charmaine, you've been super supportive. Tia Johnson, always here. Thank you to the people that always come around. Katara, thank you for the people that have newly found us, right? And you're joining us because you found me probably on TikTok or somewhere else running my big mouth. But remember, I promised y'all, look at the beds on the floor, Marion. Marion, you joined me earlier today. Smith family, can you imagine making 41 grand a month, but you mistreating people like this? I hope not. But watch this. Type the word me in the chat if you wouldn't mind making 41 grand a month. Doing what I'm calling helping people, doing God's will, being the answer to affordable housing in my community, and also making enough money to feed y'all family. That's what I live by. And that's why we teach it. Because again, these conditions that you see, guys, this is what I saw after I decided to get into this. Working behind a desk as a social worker, not realizing that people were doing this, y'all. Now, not everybody, but the people I saw doing this, y'all, was doing it the wrong way. Look at the beds again on the floor. Look at that fan on top of a banana box. Look at those cinder blocks, because if you don't have your glasses on today, those are cinder blocks. LaTanya, those are cinder blocks, LaTanya. LaTanya, why would you make 41 grand a month, LaTanya, walking into my hospital with your red bottom shoes on, your Gucci purse, your Fendi outfit, and you housing people in squalor? One thing about this, Janice, is that these are not our people. These are God's people. And one day we're going to be held accountable for how we treated them, Mary. And again, it just blows my mind that you can make $41,000 a month and treat people this way. But lucky for y'all, I got a big mouth and I love sharing it. And the devil is a liar that I'm going to gatekeep what has completely changed my life, Janice. I quit my wife hates that word. I resigned from my job, y'all, back in 2018. I became a social worker, y'all, in 2011. So I was at the job working this thing that I always dreamed of, Shelley. I'm not the only one that's ever dreamed of this. But what you see on the screen, y'all, is the wrong way. And I'll be dadgum if you make 41 grand a month doing it. Can you imagine how I felt, the Terry family, when I was making $28,000 a year? Hey, Miss Pierre, good to see you, sis. Can you imagine what I felt like United Wealth University as I was making 28 grand a year? This lady showed me in a Chase Bank app. I'll never forget it. She put out her phone, went boop, 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 boop. She said, Derek, I'll never show you how to do this, bro, but look at what I make doing it. I said, Y'all, I almost started hyperventilating. I couldn't believe what I saw, Smith family. As she scrolled and scrolled, there was no month that was lower than 41 grand a month. Lord have mercy. They almost had to pick me up off the ground, Mary. I almost fainted when I saw that. But again, guys, in terms of what this is, in terms of the concept, this ain't rocket science, y'all. We go out and rent or lease a 4-bed, 2-bath home, a 3-bed, 2-bath home. Guys, it can be a 1-bed, 1-bath home. The point is to start somewhere. And now the funnel system and where we get all these great people to fill these beds, guys, we get them from social workers and case managers, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Most of y'all found me now because I was running my big mouth on TikTok. Guys, I advertise my program the same way. And now today, this is what it looks like, not rats and roaches. We're going to make it look good, smell good. We're going to let it present well that the social worker and case manager is not afraid to come inside of it. Does this make sense, everybody, so far? Type in the chat and just let me know where you guys like me. Did people hide this from y'all? Because that's my whole drive in the way that I teach it. If you can't tell by now, we love this. I'm passionate. I'm loud. And most of it is the reason because people hid this from me. And I said, God, if you let me get in this and it changed my life, I said, I'll go all over the world teaching and I'll never take any credit. And tonight, I wish to answer a lot of questions. So as y'all hear me talk, be writing your questions down because this ain't just a me pouring into y'all. I want you to ask me questions, Tara. I want to be able to answer your questions. Because like most of y'all, people hid this from me. That girl said, now, what I respect about that lady, y'all, she flat out told me, she said, Derek, I'll never teach you this, bro. But tell me this, though, Lisa, why did she throw in my face, boop, 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 boop? Derek, look at what I make doing it. Lisa, can you tell me why she did that, though, Lisa? Because I don't know to this day why she did it. Maybe it was God giving me a vision of what was to come or what could be. Make sense, everybody? Maybe it was that, Katara. Katara, I told a lady today I was talking to, she was from Columbia, South Carolina. She mentioned some other parts, Orangeburg. I said, I'm coaching a lady. That's my sister. She'll be here tonight. I don't know what's going on in South Carolina, North Carolina, and Atlanta, but we're getting a lot of people from there that are wanting the coaching. And we love it. So, Katara, shout me out in the chat so that people can see who you are. I want that family to see, the Welch family. And there was somebody else I was telling you about from South Carolina. Shout me out, sis. I just want people to see who you are. Also, put in the chat, you guys, where are you from? Where are you going to launch this place from? Let's go ahead and speak in faith of where this place is going to be. Christy says, for God to motivate me. Christy, I believe that. And Christy, I believe also that the reason why I think God is so good to us is because we teach it. We share it. Somebody actually emailed or sent a message on our YouTube channel. I guess they saw one of our clips. And he was like, well, Derek, you talk about God a lot. So if you do, man, why are you charging us? I said, well, first of all, sir, you probably don't know me, but I teach this for free every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday right here on my YouTube channel. I got more people that have started this just from my free coaching than from people that charge you to do this. Now, I do have coaching products. I got one-on-one coaching. I got DIY do-it-yourself coaching, but I promised God 8 years ago that if he allowed me to get into this, and watch how honest I am. Who am I to tell God if you? Miss Porter, you know how crazy that sounds? God, if you let me. Guys, I'm just honest to tell y'all my prayer. I said, God, if you let me get in this, and God, if it changed my life. Shaka, I said, God, I'll go all over the world teaching, and I'll never take any credit. And watch me do it right now. Guys, without God, I'm an absolute nobody. But with God, all things are possible, and most of y'all gonna think I'm a genius by the time we leave tonight. But Christy, I'm no genius. I just saw a lady living my dream, doing it the wrong way, housing people in rats and roaches, and we turned it to what you see on this screen. Now, because I'm not super techy and we had some technical problems earlier, 5 of y'all let me know if you can see these pictures on screen. Like, what do you see on screen right now? I just want to make sure I'm showing y'all stuff because sometimes, y'all, I be thinking I'm talking and showing y'all stuff and the screen be absolutely blank. So 5 of y'all tell me, Derek, I can see these pictures, bro. Because on TikTok earlier, Derek, you showed one picture. Somebody from TikTok tell me, Derek, I can see all this stuff you showing me. Miss Marion, you joined me earlier. You saw one picture for an hour and 30 minutes. Miss Marion, I'm going to show you so much stuff today, you ain't going to be able to stand it. Let's go, Janice. Janice says she can see it. LaTonya says she can see it. Good stuff. Shoshona says she can see 2 beds. Now I got that private suite up. Because now, guess what happens, Janice, when I get a call from the guy that said, Derek, I ain't sharing no room, bro. Derek, I'm a grown man. I am not sharing no room, Derek. I'm going to say, no problem, sir. We also have suites, private suite and a private room. Watch this. And that got my friend Katara right here in the chat, y'all. That's my sister. Katara was just like most of y'all. What, Katara, 3 years ago? Found me on YouTube, running my big mouth. She sat there just like this listening. She took the Masterclass. She took the ILF Master Blueprint. She came to the 2023 ILF conference, and she's every time that we got a room open, she's right here. But watch this. Katara is not like a bunch of my people that got started in 3 weeks and 6 weeks of meeting me. It didn't happen that way. Now, a lot of people meet me, y'all, and quit their job in 3 to 6 months of meeting me. And that's a blessing to the coaching and the goodness of God. Nothing to do with me. Because my prayer every day is, God, I decrease so that you can increase inside of me. Katara is one of the people that it took her over 1.5 years, almost 2 years. And Katara, if I'm lying, you call me out in the chat. Katara didn't get started right away. Some of y'all want to meet me today and have a facility by Friday. It don't happen like that for everybody. Now, some people, it do. Some people meet me, y'all, and in 2 weeks, they got a house and people in it. I love to tell people about Katara, though. Forget about the girl that met me on a Monday, and on day 9, she had a house and 4 clients in it. I got a bunch of stories like that. But I'd rather tell you about Katara because that's more real, because some of y'all ain't going to do it. Watch this. One more time, real slowly. Katara met us on YouTube, probably. Listen and listen and listen. Finally came to the masterclass, finally bought the one-on-one coaching, and still kept coming to all of our conferences. Now today, she is what I've been teaching her for the last 3 years. I said, Katara, one day, can somebody type in the chat one day? I said, Katara, one day, you're going to be the preferred vendor in your city. Guess what she is now? With the jail system, with the social service system, with the Goodwill, the Salvation Army, these military places that giving her military veterans. Come on, Latasha, one day. And guess what? Because Katara didn't give up, because Katara didn't procrastinate, she's now, her only problem, y'all, she can't get real estate fast enough now. And one day I pray that that's y'all problem. Your only problem is not people, it's not your community, not the decision makers in your city. But Lord have mercy, God, you blessing this thing so fast, I can't even get the real estate fast enough to serve these people. That's my prayer for each and every one of y'all today. Ain't y'all excited y'all followed me today? Where my TikTok people at? Ain't this good? Ain't this better than the TikTok? I'm only using TikTok to find y'all, to bring y'all here. Now your family. Make sense, everybody? The PR family, same thing. Found me here on TikTok, YouTube, running my big mouth. She bought the class, bought the one-on-one coaching. Now she got my personal phone number, can call me Monday through Friday anytime she want to. That's the one-on-one coaching, ladies and gentlemen. So again, before I get too far, an ILF is just an environment, one more time, that adults are able to live and thrive. Thrive means do well, y'all. I want them to do well. And the good part about this, y'all, they cook their own bologna sandwich. They provide their own transportation. And again, they take their own medications without me trying to pretend to be a nurse or a CNA or a doctor. Samantha, watch this. This does not require a license. The only requirement for this, Sharetta, is a big heart for God, a love for people. And if you happen to love real estate, ding, 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 you just found the greatest thing that you can be doing. Does that make sense, everybody? Have I lost anybody yet? Because a group home, you need a license. Group home people need care, need to be fed, bathed, given medication too. Administering medication, y'all. I just named the 3 reasons why most people get into trouble when they're trying to do something like this. Medication management, transportation, feeding people. You can write that down right there. Those are the 3 things that cause us to be able to do this and not get in trouble. Guys, I wish I had known this 8 years ago. I mean, well, excuse me, 16 years ago now. But watch this one more time really slowly because I talk fast and sometimes I stutter. Watch this. Medication management, we don't do it. Transportation, we don't do it. Feeding these people, we don't do it. They're completely independent, y'all. Why would I be feeding these people? Raise your hand if you've been to my YouTube channel and you saw me filming Miss Anita last week, cooking her whole breakfast, and I filmed the whole thing as she was talking y'all through how she cooked her eggs, her toast, and all of this stuff. Because if you hadn't seen it, I want you to see it. Follow us on TikTok, Derek Forston, everywhere else at Forston Consultants. Subscribe on this YouTube channel. And let God and not be the reason why you leave your job this year. God gets all the credit. Remember, guys, I'm a nobody without God. But with God, all things are possible, and y'all can leave y'all job this year. I was y'all 8 years ago, begging God to change my life, begging God to help me financially. Said, God, I want to help people. He used my wife, y'all, to treat me to go to college and get a degree. God, I want to be in real estate. Everybody I know, God, rich and wealthy, they in real estate, God. This me praying, y'all. And God said, Derek, wake up, dummy. Everything you prayed for, Derek, I gave it to you. He says, Derek, you're praying for to help people. Why you think I use your wife to trick you to go to that college and become a social worker? Ooh. Derek, you talking about you want to be in real estate? Derek, why you think I showed you a lady that was mistreating people through real estate? Guys, this is what I saw. Burnt up kitchens, beds on the ground, roaches and rats everywhere, and the lady made 41 grand a month doing it. Lord have mercy. 41 grand a month housing people on the floor, on cinder blocks. Guys, those are cinder blocks, not bed rails. That's an embarrassment, man, when you serving people, God's people, and you making that kind of money. Lord have mercy. How many of y'all are just like me and you would pray to make, because what I used to tell God, y'all, I said, God, I ain't greedy. You showed me a lady making 41 grand a month. I said, God, I make 28 grand a year. I said, God, can you turn that into my yearly salary, monthly? God, take that 28 grand a year and ball that up into every 30 days. I said, God, I'll take that. And y'all, slowly over time, that's exactly what he did. Now it's nothing for me to see 20, 30, 40 grand a month. Because I'm also partnered with a lot of people. Don't get it twisted, y'all. I oversee over 450 ILFs throughout 38 states now. All of those are not mine. That means when you guys get one, Carolyn, Charmaine, Patricia, the James family, Sharetta, Katara, Samantha, you guys become family, and we just keep adding to that number. But if I find out that you doing it like this, from the family. You can't be a part of my family doing it like this, y'all. The whole reason why we got into it is to change it so to be able to look like this. Does that make sense, everybody? And again, man, thank y'all so much for joining me, especially all of those folks that found me on TikTok earlier. I appreciate that. What I want to do really quickly, y'all, is I want to take me just a quick water break, but I want you guys to watch this video. And just again, this is for the Clarkson family that asked me what kind of populations can we serve? And the other part of your question that you asked me is right here in one of our David and Dennis's segment. Check these two guys out. Forgive David because he's a little bit of a knucklehead. Now, Dennis is sharp. Dennis is smart. He's studious. He knows a lot about ILFs. But that guy, David, y'all don't be David. And I'll be right back. Hey, David, did you know that you can start your own housing program and it doesn't require you for you to own the property and you do not need a license? So how in the world would you do that? I was always told that you had to own the property and that there was always some kind of special license that you had to get from your city to do this. People always told me that there was lots of red tape to jump through. So you mean to tell me these are also not group homes? It's actually simple. They're called independent living facilities, and Forston Consultants actually created it. They hold the trademark for it. So I follow them religiously on Instagram at Forston Consultants as well as Facebook. And every Monday night at 6 p.m., they actually go live on YouTube at Forston Consultants, and I follow them there as well. So you mean to tell me my dream of becoming this housing provider that I've always dreamt of is closer than I realize? And again, you're telling me I don't need a license and I don't have to own the property. Absolutely. You do not have to own the property. You don't have to be a nurse. You don't have to be a CNA. And you can get started as soon as tomorrow. Click the link below for more information. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. And again, thank y'all so much for joining me today. You guys have a lot of choices of where you could be on these internet streets, but y'all chose to be here, and I super appreciate that. I also don't want you guys to forget, right? There's also a free Facebook Academy that I want you guys to join. It's absolutely free. It's called The ILF Academy. Again, it's called The ILF Academy. That's a free Facebook group. I want all of y'all to join. We literally just congratulated the newest 15 people, not even just 30 minutes ago before we started. So congratulations to all of you all. I think it was about 15 of you all. But I also noticed there were 27 people that joined an ILF Academy group that's not me. So there's about 27 pending people. It's a group that I tried to build a while ago and messed it up, but there's no picture. So if you find the ILF Academy and there's no picture, that's the old one. Don't get that. Get the one that has the picture. So I want you guys to join the ILF Academy. That's a free Facebook group. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go in the chat. And again, thank y'all so much again for joining. But I want you guys to also bring some questions. I'm also getting ready to answer a question from the Clarkson family. And I'm just going to bring some slides up real quick here. Also, notice how my people from TikTok, how I told you guys I was going to show you a lot of footage. This is why I like for you to come to YouTube. I can't show a lot of this stuff on TikTok. Can y'all agree with that? Miss Carolyn, can you agree? United Wealth University, can you agree? Anybody from TikTok, can you agree that you're seeing way more by being here? Just let me know in the chat and I'm going to keep going. So watch this, y'all. Again, if you just joined us, we're teaching you how to start an independent living facility. No license required. You don't have to be a nurse, CNA, or a doctor. No state oversight and no staff. The reason why you don't need staff, guys, is because we're housing people that are completely independent. Okay? Tara says, yes, I can see way more stuff here. That's why I wanted you here, Tara. Smith family, same thing. Edmund family, exactly why I told y'all to come here. Okay? Watch this. Because some of y'all gonna think it's gotta be bougie. Guys, this is an ILF. This is a 2-bed, 1-bath. And you better believe because the inside still looks like that. So I tell people, don't get so caught up on what the outside looks like. Remember, I'm only going to scream at you and be mad at you if you got rats and roaches and the roof leaking and the floor falling apart. Guys, if that roof ain't leaking, the AC working, you can turn the lights on. Guys, that's housing people. We don't got to get super bougie with it. Does that make sense, Janice? This is a 2-bed, 1-bath. So the Allen family, when you say, well, Derek, how big can it be? How small can it be? Guys, the one to date, the smallest one to date is a 1-1 in Lake Wales, Florida. That guy's housing 2 military veterans that would be homeless on the street without him. So don't get it twisted and think you got to get a 7-bedroom house. Now, those are nice, but here's a 2-1 right here. Here's that 8-bedroom, 5-bathroom. Can you imagine that? The bigger the house, the bigger the impact and the bigger the income. Because obviously the more people that you can house, the more money and the more impact that you can make. And again, y'all, the way that I'm going to fill this house is meeting somebody like me in terms of who I was 8 years ago. I was a social worker. I was a discharge planner. My job was when people came to my hospital, my job was to discharge them with a place to live within 72 hours of them coming to that place. That was a hard job, y'all, especially if there was no choices in my city. And a lot of times, y'all, there was no choices, or it was the lady that had the rats and roaches. But when I found out that I was sending people to rats and roaches, y'all, that was part of the reason why I quit that job. I said, I got to get in this. There is no way I can watch somebody make $41,000 a month, and I'm struggling to feed my family, making 28 grand a year, and I'm the dadgum golden goose. I'm the one sending all the people, Tara. Tara, are you listening to this? Tara, I was the one sending these people. Lord have mercy. LaTanya, I was the one, I was the golden goose and didn't know it, y'all. But as soon as I found out, I said, well, I got to get out of here. I got to be the guy on the other side of the fence and be doing this. Does that make sense? Here's a 3-bed, 2-bath, y'all. So again, we tell you, we don't care how big it is, how small it is. But I will tell you that my favorite model is that 4-bed, 2-bath. Now, here's the 4-2. I just love it because it's manageable. You can make money and you can help people. Watch this. I like 3-2s. I like 2-1s. I like 7-5s. I like 5-3s. But my favorite is that 4-2. It's just the right amount of people. And the newest way that I like to do my 4-2s now, y'all, is not doing 8 people. Because if you know our model, which looks like this, or it could look like this, I like to now take a 4-bed, 2-bath and take 2 rooms and make it look like that. And then in that same 4-2, I want to take them other 2 rooms and make it look like this. And maybe it doesn't have that bathroom. Because watch this. There's 3 models within this one ILF model. One is that shared model, which fits most people that's going to call your phone for services. The next model is the private suite, which has 1 bed and its own bathroom. The next model is a private room, 1 bed, no bathroom, but he still does not have a roommate. Make sense, everybody? And Victoria, I'm coming to your question right now because that's actually kind of what's next. After I get this house and furnish it, how in the world do we fill it? Social workers, case managers. 95% of people that find us for housing find me running my big mouth on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Most of y'all found me running my big mouth right here. Name one of y'all, tell me right now that if you did not find me on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, where did you find me? Because if it wasn't those 3, it was probably word of mouth or your friend or your homegirl. Other than that, I guarantee you 99% of y'all found me running my big mouth on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X as they call it, or it could have been Pinterest. Guys, I'm everywhere. Because I believe in no matter what you do, I don't care if you sell chocolate chip cookies, if you fry chicken and sell it from the back window of your house, you run a daycare, you're a consultant, or you babysit babies in your city. Guys, you need an internet presence and you got to be on TikTok, Facebook. How will people find you? See what I mean, Marsha? TikTok. See what I mean, Christy? YouTube. Katara's old school, so she found me on Clubhouse. I'll admit, I'm not on Clubhouse now myself, hardly ever, but I'm a part of a room every Sunday morning called the Real Estate Wealth Chat, where I'm a part of a community there. Tara says TikTok. See what I mean? So Tara, when you get your place, guess where you're going to advertise it? TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and guess what it sounds like? Watch me give you the game right here, because this is what I do. Are you a social worker or a case manager looking for clean, affordable housing for your clients the day of discharge? Give us a call at Johnson Enterprise. We'll be glad to help. Tara, this ain't rocket science. And what's so cool about what we do, Tara? The need is so great. I don't care where you live at. This is needed. Put in the chat right now, where are you guys located, city and state? I'm going to go first. Where are you guys located? I'm in Orlando, Florida. Put in the chat right now, where are you guys located? I was the first one, so I beat everybody. As I keep going by, just let me know where you're located. And this is one of the newer things that we're doing that we're excited about. Doing this in mobile home parks and out of the mobile home and manufactured homes now. Somebody type in the chat, oh yeah, Derek, I like that idea. This actually makes it more affordable. Now, I got a whole room and a whole talk that I'll do on mobile homes. That won't be tonight, but mobile homes actually allows you to get into this game more affordably, and you can also buy it versus renting it. Snellville, Georgia, Canton, Ohio, Stoneville, Georgia, Nash County, and Ecumbe, North Carolina. I'm probably saying that wrong. Edgecombe, okay, Mountain House, California, Bay Area, California, Macon, Georgia. Love Macon. I actually own property in Warner Robins, and we do a lot of stuff in Macon. Love that area, Christy. Love it. Warner Robins is one of my favorite parts of Georgia. Okay. Denise Hoffman, good to see you here. Sacramento, California. Good stuff. And again, guys, like I tell y'all, I don't get so caught up on the outside because this house right here, Shay and I, my wife and I, we bought this house, y'all. And that's an ugly mess right there. But I'm going to show y'all what we turned it into when we fixed and flipped it back to ourselves. Because we don't fix and flip to sell. We fix and flip it back to us to run an ILF. Okay? But this right here is another one. This is a 3-bed, 2-bath. I forgot to tell you, this is now a 5-3. Shay turned that into a 5-3. But watch this. Don't get so caught up on the outside. This is what I'm more concerned about, y'all. What does the inside look like? Because this is where we're taking people from homeless to hopeful. I can't house nobody on top of this roof. I can't house nobody on top of that trailer. I can't put nobody in that driveway to sleep. But Lord have mercy, I can put them in this. I can put them in this. I can put them in this. And this, again, is how we take people from homeless to hopeful, guys. And back to that original question, I'm going to send out email campaigns. I'm going to do social media every day. Just telling people who I am and what I do. Guys, I'm a business coach just in general. I just specialize in ILFs. But my wife and I own 8 businesses. And all of them, if we're not screaming to the mountaintops what we do and how we can help, how will people come to us to get those services rendered? No different from the social worker and the case manager. So again, my message to them, even on Facebook and Instagram, what's up, Facebook family? I have an independent living facility. So if you know a military veteran, an elderly adult, a teenager aging from the foster care system, or a lady that's escaping domestic violence, if they need a clean, safe place to live and don't mind a shared living environment, give us a call. That's my spiel that goes out everywhere, guys. And for the question that you guys was asking about how do we furnish it, the Barnett family, right here, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, from my own house. Watch this, y'all. Right now, I need an ILF. I'm full to capacity again. So when I start my next ILF, guess where my couch is coming from? My house. Guess where the coffee maker's coming from? The plates, the spoons, the knives, the spatula, the toaster. Guys, all this stuff comes from my house, and then my wife get it brand new. Come on, ladies. Where my ladies at? Y'all don't like that? Watch this, Kathy. Miss Kathy, when I first started this, Shay used to hate that. Derek, you taking all the stuff every time you start a house. But when she noticed that every time I took a TV, she got a brand new one. Every time I took a couch, Ashley Furniture was pulling up to my front door. United Wealth University. How genius is that? Even though I teach y'all to keep this very affordably by shopping at Rose's and Walmart, my 2 favorite places, Rose's and Walmart. But why not from your house? My plates, my cups, my spoons, my knives, my forks, pillows, guys, what garbage cans, rugs, throw mats, whatever I need that's at my house that I can start it. Guys, every flat screen TV in my house right now, guess what? They all were brand new and replaced because I gave it away. I'm sitting across from my loft in my house right now. That TV's getting the heck out of here, hopefully in about 3 weeks, because I'm going to have another house. I'm getting rid of that 60-inch flat screen TV that's not even probably, 7 months old? Because that's how I do it. And then my house gets a brand new one. Now, you will see me like last week I posted on TikTok that I bought my people a brand new TV at the ILF. I do that sometimes too. But when I start a brand new house, the bowls, the plates, the cups, my crock pot, my hot skillet, the coffee, everything from my house, guys, goes there. I hope that makes sense to somebody. Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace. Raise your hand if you saw on my social media where hotels are calling me saying, Derek, come get this stuff. Because if you don't, we throwing it away. Somebody tell me right now that you please tell me that you saw that on my page, because I run my big mouth so much. Hotels call me. They say, Derek, we see the good work that you're doing, bro. But my team got 70 dumpsters coming tomorrow to clear this entire hotel out. Now, if you come, Derek, you can have it. But if you don't, we getting rid of it. Please tell me somebody saw this. I didn't pay for it. Because if you didn't see it, that means you ain't following me. Please be my friend on Facebook and TikTok. I'm giving y'all the game away. And I hope that person that asked me the question about, well, Derek, why you charge for this? Guys, I do charge because I got to feed my family too. But can you see how much a game I give away right here? UWU, United Wealth University, said, Derek, you are a blessing. That's what I pray to be, bro. I'm trying to be. God is so good to me. I refuse to be a gatekeeper of this information. That's why I teach it 3 days a week for free. My paid coaches for the people that say, Derek, I want you to hold my hand, bro. I don't want no videos, Derek. I don't want to just catch you on YouTube. Derek, I want your personal phone number, and I want you in my back pocket as my brother. And that's what I become. That's what the one-on-one coaching is for, okay? Lord, the gems you're giving away is a blessing. Thank you. I appreciate that, right? Because, again, people hid this from me. So my whole fight back to the world is to, say, I'm going to teach it to everybody because y'all tried to hide it from me. Watch this, though, as we keep moving along, because I didn't buy those chairs. I'll admit, the one thing in that room I did buy, y'all, I did buy that rug. That rug from Roses cost me probably $19.99, but every chair, that armoire, that decorative stuff on the wall, the TV, that came from a hotel that said, Derek, you can have this stuff, bro. Come get it, Derek. But can't you guys see United Wealth University, how we're being a blessing to people doing God's will? That's why the hotel blessing me, bro. Not because I'm some great guy. Not just because he just found me on TikTok. God arranged all of that. God said that when you're doing unto the least of these, like you're doing it unto him. So it's like I'm doing God a favor. That's why I tell people that if you'd like to live by this mantra that we always talk about, this is for you. And it goes like this. I want y'all to please God. I want y'all to help people. I want y'all to be respected by your community while you're doing it. And I want y'all to make enough money to feed your family. How does that sound to you, Christy? United Healthway, how does that sound to you? Katara, I know what you think about that, but Krista Jones, what does that sound like to you? Like, can you live by that? We got a lot of things we live by, right? We love God, we love people, and we love real estate. But my favorite quote is probably this one. I want y'all to please God. Because if you please God, everything else gonna just fall in line. I want y'all to help people. God, that's biblical. Not because Derek said it. It's in the Bible, Shaka. The Bible says the poor and needy will always be among us. And I want y'all to be respected by your community. Derek, what do you mean by that? Guys, I jokingly tell people not to be funny, but guys, I was a nobody just years ago. Nobody knew me. I wasn't nobody 7, 8 years ago. But today, because of who God is and what my program does in my city, forget about Derek. Derek is nothing. Forget about me. But my program, Second Chance, oh my God, they are loved in my community. Because my prayer every day is that, God, I decrease so that you can increase in me and inside of my program to be the change in my city when it comes to affordable housing. That's my prayer for y'all. So one more time, please God, help people, be respected by the community, but also make a bunch of money doing it so that you can feed your family. That's what this is all about. And just like I told my people on TikTok earlier, most of y'all prayed for something like this. It is not by chance. You just ran into me today. Does that make sense, everybody? How many of y'all said, Derek, man, you right, bro. I prayed for something like this. Now, I ain't looked at the chat in about 5 minutes. I'm finna go to the chat now because I want to see, was I the only one that prayed for something like this and then just boom, God showed it to me through somebody that was doing it wrong? Jillian, me and you talked just the other day. You said, Derek, you're living my dream, bro. But Derek, you're doing it the right way. Jillian, if I'm lying, call me a liar in the chat. You and I had a discovery call. And you said, Derek, this is my dream. Derek, you're living my dream. Because she heard me say that. But somebody was living my dream, Mr. Ronald, doing it the wrong way. So my whole push and my whole structure, my coaching, is because people hid it from me. And I refuse to be a gatekeeper of this information that God gave me. I won't do it. Won't do it. Okay? Let's go to the chat. Let's go to the chat. Let's go to the chat. Latanya says, literally my prayer. Exactly. Like, I'm no prophet. I'm no preacher. Like, I don't have to be a prophet to know that, Latanya, because a lot of y'all are just like me. You love God, you love people, and you trying to get into real estate. And you tired of that dadgum job that ain't leading you nowhere. Guys, I was working one for 9 years before the light bulb came on. I tell people all the time, United, I say, man, what took me so long to realize my dream was right in front of me? Why did that take me so long to get there? Guys, I'll admit, I don't know. Some people call it procrastination, but how can it be that when I live by this thing that says procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give you more time for something he's already told you to do? Wow, that's powerful. One more time. I don't want y'all to procrastinate because we believe that procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give you more time for something he's already told you guys to do. Watch this. I want to bring up something, right? Let me know if you guys are enjoying this. Give me some hearts. I don't know if you guys are on YouTube or Facebook, but wherever you're at, put some hearts in the chat. Let me know if you're enjoying this. If this is a bunch of baloney, let me know because I strive on being better. I want to also answer a lot of questions, but let me know if you guys are enjoying this information. Let me know if people have hid this kind of stuff from you. Let me know if you're glad you found us because we believe in, again, for such a time as this, Ms. Hunt. Ms. Hunt, you just didn't run into me today for the first time, not just by chance. Okay? So let's do this, right? I want to bring up something as you guys are putting the comments in the chat. Let's take a really quick commercial break, guys. In this commercial break, I'm also answering a question from the Reynolds family. This will answer your question, and we'll be right back. If you've ever imagined of starting your own housing program, there is no reason that after we're done here tonight that you shouldn't go to forstonconsultants.com/webinars and watch the webinar, guys, because a lot of you have wanted to start a group home or traditional assisted living facility, but that stuff takes license. It takes a lot of time to open. There's a lot of red tape to jump through. You have to ask for permission. We teach you guys how to open an ILF, an independent living facility, where you can house the homeless, displaced adults, or anybody that has a guaranteed income, and it doesn't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. Make sure you watch that free webinar at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, and then set up a free strategy call so that me and my team can get you started. Let's get back to the show. All right, we are back. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Also, guys, if you missed our room on Saturday or last Monday, make sure you go check that out. My accountant was actually present with us on Saturday. Sometimes I feature her as well to answer any of your tax questions, money-making questions, or how you should be structured. My accountant now is known as the ILF accountant, right? I've been doing this so long now and all over the world and everywhere that my accountant has taken on a lot of my coaching clients, and she's now has taken on the label of the ILF accountant. So big shout out to Lynette Green, better known as the business maven. So I'm going to bring up some more material, then I'm going to go right in the chat. I want to answer 1,000 questions, but I want to bring up one more thing I want to show some folks. I talked about this earlier to some folks in a private session, but this also came from the Reynolds family. And they stated, Derek, what is the future of ILFs? Guys, I truly believe that the future is that this is going to be the new way that a lot of people are going to have to live, because things are just getting so expensive, and we're already seeing it where families are just joining together and multiple people are living in one place, right? But it's also going to be the new way for investors to make more money and make a bigger impact. There's a lot of states and cities right now that are going through a lot of problems with insurance, and insurance is getting so high that it's making the profits of real estate really low. And that's the advantage of ILFs. Prime example, I was in a room yesterday where they talked about the cost to run a rental property now is not the way it used to be because the insurance is so high. Places like Louisiana, for example, the insurance is getting so crazy. A lot of investors are moving out of Louisiana because it's hard to make money. But with the ILF model, we take that same one property and rent to multiple people. So it's not one set income. And also what happens if that mom or dad loses a job? Because guys, I also have regular real estate with a mom, dad, and 3 kids in it. But what happens if mom loses her job or dad loses that job? Me as the landlord is going to be the last person to get paid. But in this independent living facility model where I'm housing 8 people in one asset, guys, it's almost like having a multifamily building. So we often kind of compare this model to multifamily because, again, multifamily is one building, multiple people. This ILF model, guys, is, again, one building, multiple people. Makes sense, everybody? And then right before I go into some of the questions, some of the populations that we love to serve, and I'll give you guys a few of them, then I'll talk about some of my favorite. But watch this. Even before we get there, let me give y'all a gem. These are things that people will hide from y'all, but I don't, because I just call myself to be a great coach. I coach you guys to choose the population according to your lifestyle, but also according to what the community is dictating the need to be. Meaning, what if you say, well, Derek, I want to serve teenagers aging from the foster care system, but you got short patience, you got a quick temper, you got 3 businesses, you got a job, and you got 5 kids. You don't have time to serve that population. So that's why I say choose according to your lifestyle. Even though they're teenagers aging from the foster care system and they're 18 and up, because of their background, they've not been sheltered and coddled and raised the right way. So these can be some crummy kids, and not to their fault. It's because of the parents being drug addicted, being abusive, being non-existent. Does this make sense, everybody? So don't choose teenagers aging from the foster care system and you got 3 businesses, 2 jobs, 5 kids, and you go clubbing every weekend. Can't do it. But guess what? That same setup you can do if you house military veterans and elderly adults, because they don't need your help. They don't even want you around. And that is my favorite, actually. But watch this. What if you say, well, Derek, I want to serve elderly women, Derek, that are aged 65 and older. But what if the first 15 calls you get are from military veterans that are men? So that's why we tell you, Miss Janice, who says I'm ready, choose the population according to what God has spoken in your heart, your lifestyle, and how busy you are or not, and by what the community is already dictating. Now watch this. Let me give you an example, because there's a difference between teaching and just talking, but teaching, here's an example. Today, y'all, I am so busy teaching, pouring into people, running all of my businesses that I don't have time to serve what I'm going to call the knucklehead or the teenager aging from the foster care system. They need a lot of attention, a lot of cuddling, and my today schedule, my today life don't match with that. So I would be doing them a disservice. Make sense, everybody? Not because I don't want to house them just because I don't. Remember, guys, my first rule is do no harm. So why pick a population that I'm too busy for and don't have time for? Guess what fits me perfectly, though? The military veteran, the elderly adult, and the guy that's got that job. Watch this. So the rules for me is 18 years or older. Everybody deserves a chance to live in my place if you're at least 18 years old. I jokingly tell people that my range is 18 to 118, meaning that if you turn 119 years old in my place, we got to send you somewhere else. That's a joke, y'all. That's just to show you that there is no limit to your age in my place, in my ILF, because when I teach you, your rules gonna kind of be the same. My people can stay for as long as they'd like. If they pay the rent on time, don't destroy property, follow my rules, pay rent on time, don't fight each other, don't destroy property, pay rent on time, all the time, and pay rent early if you have the ability. If you do that, you can stay a second chance for as long as you like. Because watch this. Some of my people I'm housing, y'all, there is no plan B for them. There is no dad, no mom, no girlfriend, no ex-wife to go back to. I'm all they have. Now, some of my people, prime example, Please tell me if you saw my Instagram and TikTok, my client that was 92 years old, that was an avid bike rider. Raise your hand if you saw that. That guy told me from day one, Derek, I ain't gonna need you forever, bro. I need you as a stepping stone, Derek, of where I'm trying to get to. Lord have mercy. See, I like that. Be honest with me, man, because ain't no time frame. You can come for 3 weeks or 3 months or 3 years. So to the Austin family, when you ask, well, Derek, how long can they stay? Forever. Half of my guys have no plan B. There is no family. But some of my guys say, Derek, I'm staying here for 5 months, bro. I'm going to get on my feet and I'm getting back with my girlfriend, Derek. Some guys say, Derek, I'm going to get on my feet, bro. I only need 60 days, Derek. And I'm going to go get me a job and I'm going to get my own apartment, Derek. So be it. I want to be the stepping stone to where they're going. Does that make sense, everybody? 5 people in the chat said, Derek, this makes sense, bro. Because some of y'all thinking because I told you my background was mental health at a mental health hospital that I only housed the schizophrenic, the bipolar schizoaffective disorder. Today, we house the everyday Joe. The guy that works at Walmart, Burger King, the Walmart greeter, the substitute school teacher, the police officer. Guys, I've housed them all now because I don't care where you live at. It's expensive. That's why this shared living environment is a no-brainer for people that say, Derek, I don't mind living with other people. This whole community thing is cool, Derek. So, LaTanya, for me, back to that point, I'm so busy today that God has blessed me that the population that calls for my help and what I like is all wrapped up into one. Lucky for me, because remember, my coaching says allow the community to dictate that. Lucky for me, God has aligned what's already in my heart because I love older people. I always have. From a young kid, I had a heart for old people. I love sitting around old people, listen to stories of how it was back in their day. I love that stuff. The military veteran, these are the people that don't want me around. These are the people that say, Derek, I don't need you, bro. Just keep the lights and the water on, Derek. We can live on our own. My favorite. So again, for me, guys, the military veteran is one of my favorite. The elderly adult, one of my favorite. Why? Because they don't bother me. They don't need nothing from me. They cook their own food, take their own medications, and go to their own appointments without me being needed. Derek, if you keep on the lights and the water, Derek, and the Wi-Fi, we'll take it from there, Derek. My kind of people. Does that make sense, everybody? We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to come back and talk about how we also house the working individual, the guy that's got the job. And how do you charge him? Watch this. Here goes some more free game that nobody would tell y'all. I coach this for real. I ain't no fake coach. Watch this. You do not charge the guy that's got a job at McDonald's monthly. Don't charge the guy that's got a job at Sonny's Barbecue monthly. He get paid every Tuesday. So you get paid every Tuesday. Does that make sense? When I first got into this, y'all, I was charging my people that had jobs monthly, and I never got paid. Why would you charge a guy monthly, Miss Teresa? He get paid every Friday. But if you don't know that and no coach to tell you, you're going to wait monthly. Dumb in me, I did that and never got paid. Now, out of all of my people, I got about, I think it's like 4 guys that got jobs. I get paid on a Friday, a Saturday, Friday again, and a Monday. So other than getting paid once a month from all of my people, I got 4 guys pay me weekly. I had a guy one time pay me day labor. Every day he go to work, hey man, bring me $30, bro. You do not stay here and pay me monthly when you go get bread every day. Not in my place, you don't. Make sense, everybody? My job is to make sure that y'all are housing great people in a great environment and to make sure you get paid. Because I'll be that gummed if you under my coaching housing people and you not being paid for it. The devil is a liar. We're not running the shelter, ladies and gentlemen. We're housing people with a guaranteed income that can't afford an apartment, their own house, and they don't mind a shared living environment. Let's take a break and we'll be right back. Hey, what's going on, family? Have you ever imagined starting your own housing program? That's probably why you're here. And if you're looking for one-on-one coaching, like you're kind of getting right now, but in a more of a one-on-one setting, just you and I, that's our ILF Mastery Blueprint. There's a number that they're scrolling below on this screen right now. If you text the word scholarship to that phone number, my team is going to get you some information. So first of all, I'm going to say congratulations and thank you for moving at the speed of instruction. We look forward to working with you. And again, this is only for people that desire our one-on-one coaching, which is designed to watch you succeed from going from a zero to a hero when it comes to information and knowing how to implement this independent living facility model without any mistakes. That's most important. So again, our ILF Mastery Blueprint, guys, there's a scholarship that's available for it that'll slice the price in half, which is also a no-brainer. So again, if you've ever desired to start your own housing program, but you thought you needed a license, you don't. You thought you had to be a nurse, you don't. You thought you had to own the property, you don't. Consider our ILF Mastery Blueprint, where we are going to take you to success and let God use you in your community, housing the homeless and the displaced. Let's get back to the show. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Thank y'all so much again for being here. I super appreciate it. Thank you to all of my faithful people that are always here. Thank you to the newer people that are finding me on TikTok, Pinterest, Lemonade, all of these other places, Instagram. Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate it. This is where I'm actually going to go to the chat now. I want to answer some questions from the chat. So if you haven't put your questions in the chat yet, I would advise go there now. I read a lot of the stuff already. Alicia Hunt says, it's the sound effects for me. Alicia, I appreciate that. That kind of keeps y'all up, awake, and alive, right? So teenagers aging from the foster care system, guys, that's just another population that you can serve. But watch this. You know, we laugh and we joke and we have a good time here, but I want to be serious, right? This is one of those populations, guys, you got to make sure that your heart is in it. This is a very vulnerable and a hard population to serve if you don't know what you're doing and if you don't have the patience for it. I'll admit, watch this. Here's some real coaching. You got to know yourself when you're getting into this and know what you can put up with. I don't know your attitude today, but you do. I don't know your personality today, but you do. But watch me be honest and not pick on y'all, but pick on myself. Guys, I don't have a lot of patience for unwell behaved kids. And what's crazy is that these kids are not bad or just terrible because of their own doing. It's because how they were raised. So it's not their fault, but I'll admit, guys, this is a rough crew of kids right here. Again, if you don't know what you're doing and if you don't have a heart for it, stay away from this population. Listen to your big brother. Stay away from this population. If your heart ain't in it and you don't know what you're doing, you would do this population more of a disservice. And I'd rather see you leave them alone than you to mess with them and send them into further harm. I'll just use that way. Okay? Does that make sense, everybody? That's not saying what Derek said, don't house the teenagers from the fall. Derek didn't say that. Derek said if your heart ain't in it, if you don't have patience, you got a short temper, leave this population alone, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Done with that. So let's go to the chat. I want to answer some questions now. I want to be of service. All right, so let's see. Just retire after 30 years in an ISD. I have plenty of patience. Good stuff. So, Miss Alicia, you're who I'm talking about, Dean. Like somebody like you has the patience. You're also not foreign to this. You know what this is, right? So you already know what kind to expect. Most people just say it because it sounds good. I want to help the teenagers age up under the foster care system. Well, what is your schedule like? Do you work 9 to 5? You got a full-time job? You got a lot of kids of your own? You got a needy husband, maybe? Do you got 2 or 3 other businesses on the side of this? What is your life like? So as your coach, I would ask you all of that just to make sure that you're housing the right people and also that you're capable of doing this. Prime example, he's probably on here. And I'll spare his name unless he want to shout me out. But there's a pastor that came to us probably about a year ago. Derek, I got a heart for the young. Derek, I want to house the teens from the foster care system. He stayed in this thing, y'all, all about, I want to say 6 weeks, got out of it, and now houses the elderly adults and military veterans like I told him to in the beginning. I said, Pastor, no disrespect, and not to go against what you say God told you. Because he didn't say God told him, but I just used that. I say, but you're busy. You got a lot going on. You pastor a church. You shepherd people. You got a family. I say, this population, sir, may not be good for you. You should consider the older people that don't want your help. They don't want you around. They just want a roof over their head. I said, that's what I do because I'm busy too. I said, now 7 years ago when nobody didn't know me, when I had nothing going on, I had 0 businesses, today I own 8. I said, I could have did that, but today I'm too busy. I would do them more of a disservice. I said, do you understand, Pastor? He said, yeah, Derek, but Derek, you don't get it. Derek, it's on my heart. Derek, I always wanted to do it. 6 weeks, y'all, he ran out of that business. Does the same thing today, but houses elderly adults and military veterans and still ministers and leads that church. He was about to pull his hair out with them teenagers aging from the foster care system. So if you're not like Alicia, leave that crew alone. Understand? Alicia laughing at him. See what I mean? So that's what I mean by that. All right. Is there agencies that will help you with paying rent? Yes, ma'am. I work with people that are called community funded programs. I want you to write that down. That's actually one of my favorite ways to be paid. In fact, your question is so genius. You ran right into my next slide anyway, right? So watch this. Right here, well, actually, I'll back up one. Remember, here's a model: shared room, private suite. Somebody put in the chat if you was paying attention. What is the private room? What is the private suite? What is the shared room? And I'll help you. Shared room means 2 beds in there. Private room, 1 bed, you still share the hallway bathroom. Private suite, 1 bed, you got your own bathroom, never have to share it. Watch this. This is how we get paid, and I'm going to turn it right into her question, though. So SSI, SSDI, that's a Social Security income they get every month without fail. Usually it's for mental health or physical health. Okay? Private pay is what I've been telling you about. The guy that works at Popeyes, the guy that works at McDonald's, the ticket taker at Disney World, the guy that works at Olive Garden, the server at Sonny's Barbecue. These are all private pay to me. The guy that's going to pay me from his pocket. The guy that does the day labor. But to answer the question that just came through on the chat, this is one of my favorite ways to be paid, y'all, and it's called a community-funded program. This allows me to help a guy named Jacob. When Jacob goes to the hospital, don't have no money, no Uncle Joe, no auntie, no Auntie Sally, but because he's met certain criteria through the hospital pays for it and writes me the check. Watch this. Why is my number one rule to all of y'all is to start an LLC or a nonprofit, S Corp, C Corp. Get an entity. Because I can show y'all folders this thick, lots of them with checks in them, and none of them say Derek Forster, my name. None of them. They all say Second Chance Housing. Second Chance Housing is the name of my program. Let me give y'all some more free coaching right now that cost a lot of y'all thousands of dollars. And people have been telling me this week, Derek, you saved me, bro, because I saw your video about what to name my program. Watch this. I just told y'all today that my program is called Second Chance Housing. Today, under my coaching, none of y'all would ever use the name housing, home, or living. We use nothing that sounds like real estate. Watch this. What my name should have been, in terms of what I know now, Second Chance Enterprise, Second Chance Consulting, Second Chance Foundation, Second Chance Project, Second Chance Incorporated, Second Chance Group, Second Chance, period. The banks hate real estate. So when I send y'all to the bank to go get the bag and to open up your business checking account, you're not going to use the word home, housing, or living in your name. I want you to be more generic so that you can get more business funding, more business lines of credit, business credit cards. Watch this. Here's some free coaching. Once again, the bank will view you as a high-risk industry. That's the difference between you getting a $1,000 credit card and a $10,000 credit card. Guys, I didn't know this. I paid a bunch of money to find that out. Now I teach it to y'all. I told you all of my coaching, guys, is surrounded by all the dumb mistakes that I made and all the things that I didn't know, so that when you get it, it's better. Ever heard of that scripture called write the vision and make it plain, so that he that readeth it can run with it? Most of y'all think when you hear that, that means that's only for you. I don't view it that way. When I read that verse, it says, write the vision and make it plain, so that when Christy reads it, when Alicia reads it, when Crystal and Samantha reads it, when Victoria reads it, when the Jones family reads it, that they can run with it. That means, Derek, go through the bumps, the bruises, and all the mistakes, Derek, the $40,000 lawsuit, Derek, the Channel 8 news, Derek. But Derek, when you and I iron it out the right way, God and I, Derek, going back and give it to the people. That's my whole life, y'all. Learn something, go through the bumps and bruises of it, and come back and give it to y'all the right way and the correct way. Does that make sense, everybody? Somebody should be saying, man, thank God for Derek, man, because Derek went through all the junk so that we don't have to. Y'all, that's my whole coaching. Like, Miss Smith, why would I want you to go through all of that stuff and I did already? I'm your brother now. Miss Marsha, like, I'm your brother now. And Marsha, watch me answer your question, Marsha. Marsha, there's not a question you can ask me, Marsha, that I don't have an answer to. Watch this. Now, where I live at, Marsha, because where you live at, Marsha, put in the chat, Marsha. So just me and Marsha talking now. Marsha, put in the chat where you live at. Because where I live at is $740 and up per bed. So this scene you see right here, where I live in Orlando, everybody put in the chat where you live at again, because I'm going to tell you what you're going to be charging. Most of y'all going to be right where I am. $700 to $800 per bed. I'm just $740 and up. I moved in the guy. Actually, he's coming, I think, Wednesday of this week. I'm $800 for that bed. But we advertise as $740 and up. So in North Carolina, you're going to be just like me. There's not many places that are going to be kind of different from us. Obviously, if you're up north, higher prices. If you way down south in Macon, Georgia, like my other sister, she going to be lower than all of us. Valdosta, Georgia, you're going to be lower than us. But everybody talking about Texas, Virginia, Maryland, Columbia, South Carolina, Milwaukee. We all gonna be probably $700 to $800 per bed. My lady in California, $950, $1,000 per bed. Because you guys are different. Oregon, $1,000 per bed. Watch this. Down south of Miami, $950, $1,000 per bed. Neonta, if you're here, shout me out. Neonta's got a program in, she's in, not Miami, not Fort Lauderdale, but it's, where's Neonta? Neonta, you here? Katara, where's Neonta? She's got a program, y'all, that pays $1,100 per bed. The tenant don't even have to have it. River Beach, same thing. $800, $850 per bed. Mostly Miami Gardens, same thing, $950. $1,000 a bed probably. And again, all of that also depends on where you live and what is your overhead. What is your rental fee for your rental property? What is your leasing fee? Or if you own the place, Greensville, South Carolina, what is your mortgage? South Carolina, you're gonna be just like Katara. Katara, tell them what you charge in the chat for a private suite and your share. Tia, if you're here in Polk County, Haines City, tell them, Tia, what do you charge for your private beds? Tia does only private beds. I don't even know if she's here. But if Tia's here, Tia only does private rooms, ladies and gentlemen. But look at something that we show you guys how to do. And this used to be in my one-on-one coaching. I give it to y'all now. Why tell somebody I'm $700 per bed per month when I can say, hey, guys, I'm under $23 a day? What a genius marketing strategy. Why would I say United Wealth University that I'm $800 a month when I can say I'm under $26 a day? And when I advertise this, y'all, watch this. Here goes some free game again. I tell the social worker, ma'am or sir, The worst hotel in your city right now today, they still want $60 a night. Guys, I'm a no-brainer at $23 a day. Make sense, everybody? So Katara says her private bed starts at $780. Now, see how we're different? Katara's in South Carolina. I'm in Orlando. My private room starts at $940 with no bathroom. Okay? So it's different everywhere you guys go and how you present this. I just wanted to give you guys another genius marketing strategy of, even on my flyers today, and if I got one by me, I'll show it to y'all. Hold on, let me see if I got a flyer close by. I don't actually. I used to put starting at $740, not no more, starting at $23 a day. Absolutely genius. Okay. Let's see. Let me go back in the chat. I want to answer at least 15 more questions. Y'all keep them rolling too. Thank God for Derek. Good stuff, man. I appreciate that. Because I swear, man, I wish there was a Derek around when I was trying to get into this. Like, there was no Derek. Nobody wanted to help me. Connecticut, you're going to be probably $950, $900, $980. Because again, you're up north. You're more expensive. Like, so I can get a 4-bed, 2-bath home, y'all, for $1,800 all the way to like $2,400. Put in the chat right now where you live at. What does a 4-bed, 2-bath cost you as a rental? Thank you, Crystal. I appreciate that. Thank you, Janice. I appreciate that. Spooky Woogie. I love that name, by the way. Appreciate that, Spooky Woogie. Now, if you want me to call you by your real name, just put it in the chat. But I must admit, I'm going to highlight that for 2 seconds. I love that. Big shout out, Spooky Woogie says that we're giving gems today. And I appreciate that. Thank y'all so much. So somebody says $3,200. Shaka, where do you live at? $2,500. That's kind of my price. Miss Edmond, where do you live at? Telling me $2,500. Let me know. Dallas, 22 to 20. Perfect, Miss Jones. Exactly. I coach a lot of people in Dallas, Fort Worth, that whole DWF area. A lot of people in there. United Wealth University, $2,500 for a 3-bedroom. Not my favorite number. Let's go to a 4-bed, 2-bath. United Wealth, $3,000 or better in Miami, no problem, because again, in Miami, you're going to charge more than us. Neonta charges $1,100 a bed where she's at, guys, in Miami Gardens. And a program pays it for military veterans. West Palm Beach, Marshall, you're going to be those $950s. You guys are a little bit more. My down south people in Florida, I coach a lot of y'all there. The Pierre family is also here. Let me know what you guys charge down in Lehigh Acres, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. I coach a lot of people down there. How often should we check on the property? In the beginning, a lot. Now today, because I'm just so busy and my program runs itself, hardly ever. Well, let me not say that. That's not true. Once a week, maybe. And again, just depends on how busy you are. Guys, I'm busy. That's why when I do my assessment for people that I'm going to house, they got to be almost perfect. Because here's another quote that I live by. I'm too busy to deal with the knucklehead. God has got me on a serious assignment, y'all. I got to coach and teach a lot of people. So I don't have time for the knucklehead or for people that I got to babysit. Does that make sense? So now today, when I move in somebody, they're almost perfect. Because if they're not, I'm going to refer them somewhere else. In fact, right now, watch this. I have a training, you all, that's called the HRA. It stands for Housing Referral Agency. Most of y'all that hear me right now can't go out and buy a house tomorrow, and maybe you can't lease or buy one. I got to wait for y'all to make money tomorrow just referring people. You guys, if y'all text the phrase HRA to the phone number 407-326-0086, that'll give you our 14-minute webinar to teach you guys how to become a housing referral agency, which is the stepping stones to becoming this anyway. So all of y'all, 99% of y'all, except for Charmaine, Katara, and Tia probably, every one of y'all else, all of y'all need to watch the HRA, because you can make money starting tomorrow using that method. You can house the homeless and the displaced and never need the property. Text HRA to 407-326-0086. That's on the screen right now. That's going to give y'all a 14-minute webinar. And every Saturday is when we usually talk about the HRA, but I want y'all to watch it tonight. It's called a housing referral agency, and it allows you guys to house the homeless and the displaced, but you don't need the real estate. You need relationship. Prime example, I got 2 beds available right now. If y'all refer me somebody tomorrow from that coaching, I'll Zelle you so fast tomorrow, it'll scare you. You'll be like, oh my God, this guy actually paid me for that. Yeah, and that's how it works. So most of y'all need to start with the HRA anyway. Whether you have 5 houses, 50 or 0, everybody needs to learn the HRA because that's what teaches you to learn how to make money right now. So with our coaching, and our coaching, guys, is unbeatable. We got 2 ways to get it: one-on-one coaching and the DIY. The good part about both of those packages, the website builder is involved in both of them. My team builds your website. I own a staffing agency from the Philippines of virtual assistants. We give y'all a virtual assistant with both packages. So if you need somebody to answer your phone, do your social media, build connections. You ever heard of a virtual assistant? These are remote workers that work in the Philippines, sometimes Jamaica, Mexico, Colombia, Africa, all over the world. And they work for $5 an hour. Guys, I own an agency in the Philippines. So through my coaching package, I give y'all a VA. Now, they work for $135 a week, but I give y'all a VA in terms of the vetting, the training, and the endorsing. That's usually $1,000. On both of my coaching plans, I give it to you, right? You just got to pay the VA. So our DIY package, guys, to do it yourself, where we build your website, you get all of my paperwork, all of my documents, every ebook I ever written, every video I ever shot of how you do this for only $497, guys. That's a no-brainer. Last year, that same product was $4,500. Then we dropped it to, I think, $1,997. And now today, and for the whole of 2025, it's only going to be $497. Now in 2026, I'm jacking it right back up to where it was. But in 2025, we want to be such a blessing to so many people. We dropped all of our prices this year just to be helpful. Okay, so even the one-on-one coaching is usually $7,500. That's now only $4,997. So $4,997, a long way from that $7,500. Okay, we also have financing through Klarna and through Afterpay right on our website at checkout. But also, guys, I tell everybody, my coaching, guys, is for people that want one-on-one, for me to hold your hand. People that want the paperwork, right? People that don't want to make mistakes and just use all my mistakes. So again, guys, the one-on-one coaching is what's recommended, but if not, at least get the DIY at only $497. And what's so cool about that, this in April, in fact, I think my team said it for the 23rd, you guys are going to start to get the emails about it. Anybody that purchased the DIY product in the last 3 weeks up until we have that class, I'm doing a free mastermind for about 3 hours long, 2 or 3 hours long for free for all of you guys that bought it. So normally, guys, the DIY does not involve me. You don't get to talk to me, none of that. But this time, because so many people have purchased it in these last few weeks, I just want to, again, be a blessing. So we're going to have a mastermind for everybody that purchased the DIY product. That's going to be on the 23rd, I think, of this month. I think that's a Wednesday. And again, for only $497, that's a cheat code. And the fact that we offer financing, payment plans, all of that. I'm going to give you guys a 2 to 3 hour masterclass because I want you guys to understand how y'all can make money from day one. Never mind waiting until you get a house. That's what most of y'all problem is. You think you got to have a house to make this work. 2 years ago, we changed it to where if you just use your cell phone and an internet connection, you can make referrals to Katara. You can make referrals to me. Anybody that's got an ILF and make referral fees. So I often talk about those 2 women that are in their 70s that are under our coaching. All they do is make referrals, y'all. They don't even want property like most of us do. You and me, we want property to do this ourselves. These older people that are finding me say, Derek, I'm too old now, bro. I don't want to house these folks, Derek, but God put it on my heart to help them. And Derek, you're going to show me how to do this, still make money, make an impact, make an income, and I don't have to deal with them? I can answer the phone, do a short assessment, and refer them out? Yes. So guys, if you don't know what the HRA is, that's going to be a life changer for a lot of you all. It teaches you how to do exactly what we do, but you don't need the property. And what's cool about the HRA, guys, it works in all 50 states. So I don't care if you live in California, you can refer to me in Florida. You can refer to South Carolina from Denver. It doesn't matter. And I got a 14-minute webinar that explains it all. And then if you're real smart, you join us every Saturday, and then you type in HRA on my YouTube channel and watch all the HRA footage. Because again, if you do the HRA right, guys, you don't need the real estate. You need relationship, and you can start making money tomorrow. Make sense, everybody? So really quickly, let's take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. Hey, what's going on, family? Are you somebody that needs some help in your life or your business? Are you somebody that has a lot of ideas, but you can't quite get them out? You probably need a virtual assistant, guys. And again, at $5 an hour, that's an absolute cheat code for you, your life, your family, and your business. Because oftentimes these virtual assistants, guys, can do a lot of what we can't. And they often come with a bachelor or a master's degree. So when it comes to the educational side of it, guys, these VAs are, again, the cheat code to everything that you're probably looking for. Most of you guys have a full-time job, so it's hard to kind of implement a lot of the ideas that God has given you or the ideas that are in your heart. You should be visiting va101.co to get a virtual assistant that can help you in your life and your business and get some of these ideas out of your brain onto paper and then to implementation. One more time, visit va101.co, not .com, but va101.co, and get a virtual assistant, guys, for $5 an hour. It's the cheat code, and it'll be the best decision that you ever made. I promise. All right, we are back. We are back. Katara said something in the chat that's powerful. And for people that don't know what she's meaning, I want to explain that. Katara is under my one-on-one coaching, right? But because she gets so many phone calls, she often refers out to other people in her area. So prime example, like I think it was last month and the month before, and the month before that, Katara was making like $1,200, $1,500 a month just from referrals. Because guys, if you understand the way that she does it, most of us charge $300 per referral. Guys, she's making 3 and 4 referrals a month. So can you imagine? And also forget about the money for 2 seconds. Katara took somebody from homeless to hopeful, and she didn't have to house them. Maybe they didn't meet Katara's criteria. Maybe she only houses men over the age of 50, and all these younger people keep calling. Katara refers them out to other people and make a referral fee. Guys, to me, that's genius. So years ago, when we first came out with that, I told everybody, even though most people come to us for the one-on-one coaching, there is nothing that's more powerful than the HRA, because it removes every excuse and every barrier that you have to have a property to do this. No, you don't. You need relationship. That's why a big part of that coaching and a lot of that 14-minute video is talking about building relationship. How do you get your phone ringing? Because if we can get this thing to ring, y'all, that's what makes everything happens. All of it starts from who knows that you exist by calling this thing. So that's the job of me and the coaching through that HRA teaching. Whether you have 5 houses or 0, how can we get your phone ringing and you be the go-to vendor in your city? That's how that starts, okay? Which packages has the VA? Both of them. So both the one-on-one and the DIY, I gift you guys with the VA for free. All you have to do is pay the VA $135 per week. So prime example, me and Katara both can't do what we do without our assistance. Katara don't answer her phones. Katara don't do her own social media. Katara don't build the relationship in the community anymore. Katara don't control her schedule. Neither do I. Jess, my VA, runs my whole life. Now, I done got so spoiled. Jess runs my personal life too. So my VA not only runs my businesses. Now, y'all, prime example. Let me just bring it up. I don't want to just keep talking about it. I'm going to show y'all my team. Here's my team. So even though Jess, who I talk about a lot, who's my right hand, I got a bunch of VAs, y'all, but Jess runs my life and 6 out of the 8 businesses that we have. Jess is involved in 6 of the 8 businesses that I have. Jess controls. Guess who set my dentist appointment today to get a teeth cleaning next Wednesday at 10 a.m.? Jess. Guess who called the place? Jess. Guess who reminds me of my doctor's appointment next month? Jess. So Jess runs my whole program. Jess answers my phone. Thank you for calling Second Chance Housing. How may we help? Jess sets up appointments. Good afternoon, Mr. Social Worker. Where's the next time that our program director, Mr. Derek, can come and meet you and your team to talk about how you guys can work together to end homelessness? I'll put it on his calendar and yours. Jess does all of that, guys. Building these PowerPoints, guys, I can't do none of this stuff. I'm not very techie, but because of these VAs, I look like a genius. So we tell people, God, software and systems, VAs is what make us successful. And we use digital flow solutions. So Marsha, to answer your question, the VAs are involved in both packages. April does a lot of our social media across a lot of our businesses. April also works for other people. Danish is a developer. How can I tell you I'm going to build your website when I can barely turn my computer on? Guys, I'm not very techie. I'm an idiot when it comes to tech stuff. But I don't need to be when Danish has been developing software since he was 7. He lives in Pakistan. I've never been to Pakistan, probably will never go. But Danish is my family. He's my brother. He works for me. If Danish don't work for me, I can't feed his family. If Danish don't work for me, I can't feed my family. See how that work both ways? And Jess is in the Philippines. Yes. Alex is in Nigeria. All y'all that are getting your website built, it's coming from my guy Alex and Shiro. Got 2 guys doing that. Alex is from Nigeria. Again, without Alex, how can we get lead generation? Strategist extraordinaire. And he runs Digital Flow Solutions, which is our marketing company. Watch this, y'all. How dumb does it sound that I own a digital marketing company and I just told y'all I can barely turn this computer on? That's the power of VAs, y'all. When I discovered VAs years ago, who you think built my VA staffing agency in the Philippines? My VAs. I don't live in the Philippines. I don't speak the language. So we learn to leverage somebody else's skill set to make money. And watch this. At $5 an hour, that makes them rich where they live at. $5 an hour here, none of y'all can feed y'all family. $5 an hour where they live at, Jess is rich where she live at, y'all. And in fact, Jess just got a raise and a bonus last week. Jess been with me, guys, over 2 years now. Most of my team over 3 years. So most of my team has surpassed the $5 an hour, right? But you guys can get VAs for $5. Most of y'all got a job. Y'all got kids. Your kids are involved in sports. How in the world can you get all of this stuff done that God has put on your heart without some help? Miss Carolyn, that's why we agree that this is a game changer. I'm not just a coach. We give you the back end, the software. Your business phone line comes from me. Lord have mercy. Somebody gonna miss that, Carolyn. Hannah, again, does what I just told y'all. We take Hannah. Hannah works for 5 people right now for us, and we make money, and so does Hannah. Does that make sense, y'all? Social media manager, lead generation, writing your ebooks, answering your phones, doing your ad campaigns, answering your emails. So in your cell phone, y'all should go and find 10 people that need all of these things that I just told you. Email management, answering their phone, social media management on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Pinterest. See where I'm going, guys? Take somebody of a skill set at $5 an hour that's got a master or a bachelor's degree and offer this service to somebody else. Hannah's nickname, y'all, is Genesis. Hannah was the first VA I ever hired 3 years ago. When I hired Hannah, I was like, wow, she can do this. She can do this. So I started asking questions from Hannah and Tara and Jess. I said, ladies, how did you, and when I got y'all from that company, how did y'all end up with me? They said it just like this, y'all. Derek, you seem real interested about how this works. Do you want your own staffing agency, Derek? Because we'll start it. You will do what? She said, Derek, we'll start your own company for you. We'll run it. We'll brand it. She said, Derek, this is what we do. We live here, Derek. You don't. I said, oh my God. Why y'all think I own 8 businesses? Not because I'm so great, Victoria. Miss Carolyn, not because I'm so great. First of all, God is control over all of this. It's him first. Softwares and systems, VAs. They are the cheat code to everything y'all looking for. If you can afford it at $5 an hour, we got people come in and get this service and they split it. They say, girl, me and you go in together and we'll pay that VA together. I don't care how you do it. Whatever you do to make your dream come true. This is so powerful, y'all. I hope at least 3 of y'all are catching how powerful our coaching is because we give you everything. I just told y'all that when you get your VA, don't be selfish and use the VA for yourself only. I know I'm screaming now, but why would you get a Hannah and work Hannah just for you? Go on your phone and find 10 people that need stuff, offer it to them. How you think I started VA101.co? That's a staffing agency based in the Philippines that my team built for me, so that I can make money and that they have a job. Boy, this is so genius. I hope somebody paying attention today. Why would you get a VA and only have her do your social media? Don't you got 5 friends at least that got a business that do no social media 7 days a week? Let Hannah do it for you. Your girlfriend, your auntie, your business partner, find 8 people, 10 people. Charge them $200 each, $100 each, $50 each. But now you got all of these people doing it and Hannah does all the work. Lord have mercy. Can 5 of y'all say, Derek, I'm getting this, bro. Like, Derek, you're not losing me. Derek, I get that your coaching is the best. You give me the software, the systems, and the VA, and Derek, you gonna hold my hand through the whole process. Guys, can y'all tell how much I love this? Watch this. Here's Latrell. This is my wife's right hand. My wife get big checks, y'all, for her nonprofit, and Shay does not write any of those grants. Can you imagine Miss Smith getting a $10,000 grant and it's written by a VA that makes $5 an hour? Oh my God. Please follow my wife at the Angela Denise Foundation and at Shanye Shea Forston. We call her Shay, but it's Shanye Shea Forston. Go look at those big checks that she posted with, all that nonprofit stuff. Shay doesn't know how to write a grant. Shay has never written a grant, but Latrell can at $5 an hour. Guess how much they was trying to charge us for a grant writer years ago? $10,000, Derek. $5,000, Derek. And by the way, Derek, I can't guarantee nothing. Man, Latrell is guaranteeing our stuff at $5 an hour. Get out of here with that. Come on, Jillian. Jillian said, I'm here for this. Miss Smith, does that make sense? This is why we're so powerful. Not because I'm so great. God is good. Software and systems, which I'm going to talk about next, and virtual assistants, guys, that make all of. I'm too busy to be this great. That's why we got a team. Makes sense, everybody? So without these people, I can't feed my family. I take pride in feeding their family because if they don't eat, my family don't eat. Because if they don't do what they do, how can I feed my family and serve y'all? You guys are my family now. How can I serve y'all if this team ain't in place? I can't be all places at one time. Here's an executive team right here. They work again for other people. How can I make money from somebody that charges $5 an hour? Can I charge 10 an hour, 20 an hour? If they're costing me $135 a week, can I charge somebody $250 a week? I'm giving y'all how to run business. See what I mean by I told you that I'm a business coach just in general? Because if you take Digital Flow Solutions, which is the software system that we have, combine that with a dadgum VA, guys, that's fireworks. You created your own 4th of July just like that. And Digital Flow Solutions is the system that we use. Watch this. Both of my coaching plans, I give you the software. It's your website build out. My team builds it. your CRM system, your logo design. The one-on-one coaching, we build your logo. Just tell my team what you want. They draw it up. How lucky are you? All the things that I wanted when I was trying to get started, I give it to y'all. So the website build out, don't worry about it. My team build it with your direction. Your logo build out. The paperwork. Guys, I went through a $40,000 lawsuit 8 years ago. Took $8,000 to get the paperwork that we need today. Guess what? I give it to y'all. So what I'm saying is that the paperwork alone is worth more than the coaching I'm charging you for. Oh, I'm passionate tonight. I'm so excited. Excuse me for yelling because my new people, y'all don't know me yet, but I'm loud, passionate, and I pray that you can see and feel the love of God in us. That's an everyday prayer. And for such a time as this, you can just bump into me today by coincidence. God wanted you to see this. Guess where you can do all of your social media from? From Digital Flow Solutions. Guess where you do all your emailing from? Digital Flow Solutions. Guess why you can cancel and get rid of MailChimp? Because Digital Flow Solutions has it. Guess why you can cancel your DocuSign? Digital Flow has it. Guess why you can cancel your automations, your workflows? Because Digital Flow Solutions has it. Digital Flow Solutions, guys, is an all-in-one platform for any business. How do you think I can email 800 case managers with one touch of one button and they all show up to an open house? Digital Flow Solutions. I talked about this yesterday about using local radio. I won't go there today. Here's another example of what the beds look like in terms of the cost. $700 times 6 people is $4,200. Next case, 8 people times $700 is $5,600. Now minus that from what you told me earlier of what it cost in your city to rent this place. Moving on, because I want to show you something else real quick. This is how I get all of these case managers to show up at one time by using the email marketing. Can you imagine 17 case managers? Actually, that day, I think it was 26. I think 17 made this photo. Can you imagine inviting all of these people with one touch of a button? For us, y'all, that's Digital Flow Solutions. And again, lucky for y'all, that's involved in every one of my coaching packages. Now, if you just happen to want to go and get that by itself because you sell chocolate chip cookies, no problem. Whatever business you do, this format at Digital Flow Solutions can cover it. And here it is again. It's called digitalflowsolutions.net. You can get this separately, or if you get the coaching, I give it to you. So don't buy my ebook separately. Don't buy this thing, get the coaching, especially if you just get the DIY at least. Because remember, this is all involved in it. Somebody yesterday bought 2 ebooks and you bought something else. Ma'am, you spent $300. Why would you do that when you can get the DIY for $497 and get everything I ever created? Right? On top of this mastermind that I just planned for April 23rd. Where I'll be there for 2 or 3 hours, kind of like how we are tonight, but pouring into you solely about the HRA and how you can get started right now and never need the property and make money from day one. I'm teaching that on the 23rd to anybody that gets the DIY. I want to bless y'all because DIY people don't get me one-on-one. For the first time ever, I want to do that. My one-on-one people, we meet all the time. Y'all get individual appointments. You got my phone number. But the DIY people, I want to pour to y'all so much because you guys have responded crazily to that DIY product. And I think it's because the price dropped so dramatically. My new people don't know it, but that was a $4,500 product, y'all. It's $497 now. So to build your website and the paperwork alone is worth that if I gave you nothing else. Because remember, the paperwork, guys, I spent $8,000 on getting it right. Don't make me pull up my Channel 8 News and my lawsuit, because I'll show that to you too. Right? That's where the paperwork came from. $8,000 it cost me. I give it to y'all to put your own branding on it. Lord have mercy. Okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna answer a couple more questions, and then I'm gonna get you guys out of here, man. I'm not gonna keep y'all too long. It's almost 9 o'clock. I came on at 7. We had a little bit of a glitch, and that's why I went a little longer. But guys, we're here every Monday, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Subscribe here on the YouTube channel. Click that button that says live and look at all of our lives. 750 videos over an hour long, all of them on this shared housing, co-living, and independent living facilities. Let's take a break and we'll be right back. Hey, what's going on, family? Just to let you know really quick, everything that you're listening to right now, I actually have it in a more structured way in a webinar. So when you guys get done here, go to forsterconsultants.com, click the tab that says webinars, and there's 2 webinars there. One is for you to be the actual ILF operator, meaning that you want to do it. And then the other one is the HRA. That stands for Housing Referral Agency, where you're able to take people from homeless to hopeful, and you actually don't need the real estate. It stands for a Housing Referral Agency, and we call it a business in a box. But definitely go to forsterconsultants.com, watch both of those webinars, then set up a free strategy call with me and my team, and let's see how we can get you started. Back to the show. Right. All right. We are back. I got one more video, and this is to answer a question that came in from the, I think it was the Platten. Hopefully I'm saying right. Platten family. Watch this, and I'll come right back to explain.
Take a drive down Los Angeles' Skid Row, filled with tents, people, and growing frustration.
If I can get back into another residence, then I won't make the same mistakes I made before.
According to new federal data, a record number of people are now unhoused, more than 653,000, a 12% population increase since last year.
Now that video goes longer, but I want to stop it there because I want to answer that question that the Platten family asked. Notice the first thing that guy said, that if I had a place to live, I wouldn't be getting in trouble. You guys asked what kind of people are we housing. Most of them for me are people that have mental health issues, substance abuse background, but today a lot of the everyday Joe, just regular people. But notice what he said. I house a lot of people today that if they were not housed with me, they would be getting in trouble every day. They'll be breaking into Walmart, breaking into the Family Dollar store, breaking into the local gas station. But because he's got a place to live and a monthly income, he's now not in trouble. So I just wanted you to see that, because when I hear people say that, guys, they really mean that. If I had a place to live, I wouldn't go back to my old ways. So a lot of times, simply because you guys are going to be housing people, you're going to be keeping people off drugs. You're going to be keeping people off of out of bad situations that will cause them to be in trouble. So again, you're going to be a blessing to people through your housing. And again, that's why this is so powerful. Back over to Digital Flow Solutions again, really quickly. This is just a software system that we do use, we own and operate it, and we give it to y'all. So even though you're going to see these pricings, the setup fee and all of that stuff is waived when you get the coaching. But like you see that $37 a month, that's your hosting fee. Everybody pays that, right? So according to what you're actually getting is which fee you will pay. But what's really cool is that no matter what, right? My one-on-one people, you guys get my highest tier, which is here at $297, but you only pay the $37 a month. So please know that. People that get the one-on-one coaching, you get the highest tier, right? But you still only pay $37 a month. This one is called the Inbox Innovator. My wife is super techie. She loves this stuff. She talks a lot about this on Wednesdays, so I won't go super deep here. Just know that everything you need, your social media planner, email marketing, your business phone line, all of that comes from us. Your website build out, we're going to build it. And for the lady that says, well, Derek, I have a website, bro, and I love it already. Well, we don't change it. We don't touch it. But if you say, Derek, I do want to be under y'all's system, though, my developer, Danish, can port your whole website over to Digital Flow Solutions if you wish to have everything in one place. So a lot of people do that. They'll come to us and they'll have a website already. My team just ports it over and put it under our covering at Digital Flow Solutions, because a lot of people want, again, what comes with all the automations, the funnels, the memberships, the workflows, the invoices. Like, this thing does so much, y'all. Y'all can do coaching. You can sell your ebooks, your t-shirt store, whatever you have. And when you join my coaching, I teach y'all so much extra stuff that I couldn't even go to it right now. But most people under my coaching have an apparel line. They become an author, right? So most of y'all that are under me will have an apparel line at least. I teach you how to do it for free. Don't cost you nothing. And most of y'all will also become an author. I teach y'all how to do that under AI tools. So most of y'all don't know it, but the first appointment with me, I mentioned it that you're going to be an author. You're like, who, me? Yeah, you. And I'm going to teach you how to do it because every one of you guys have a story inside of you. My job is to get it out of you, right? And put it into a book format. So that's just extra, something that I do for everybody. But I just wanted y'all to see what was the digital behind all of this, right? So what comes with the one-on-one coaching? Literally everything you just heard me talk about, right? So all of the ebooks. So in fact, everybody go to forsterconsultants.com right now, if you can, without leaving here. forsterconsultants.com/IMB. There's a whole list of what comes with it. But the gist of it is this. Most important is the paperwork, all the documents. That cost me $8,000. I give it to y'all. It comes with a virtual assistant. To vet, train, and endorse a VA is $1,000. I give it to y'all. Okay? Every ebook, all curriculums, every course, every class I've ever done, you get it. Okay? And most importantly, the one-on-one coaching. Because even if I just gave you all videos and that's it, that's more like my DIY. So if I just stop right there, that's the DIY. But when you add me to it, and my availability to you is Monday through Friday, and we should meet every 2 weeks for the rest of your life, right? So I got about 6 or 7 must-have sessions, but like I tell all my people, Miss Carolyn, we should meet every 2 weeks for the rest of your life until you say, Derek, I got it now. And for most people, that's between 9 and 12 months because a lot of people, a big percentage of people will leave, quit, or resign from their job between 6 and 9 months of meeting me. And that's a testimony. That's to the goodness of God and our coaching. And I'll put the goodness of God first because if it weren't for God, none of this is possible. Remember, guys, I told you guys, God is first in all of this. Without God, this is baloney. With God, y'all think I'm a genius, and I'm not. God just went, Derek, it's your turn, bro, and I just blew on your business, and I go bless the world with it. So God has been really good to me and my family. I think a big part is because we do teach it and share it, and we're not gatekeepers of it. I think that's probably the biggest reason why he blesses us, but also because of the population that we serve. Remember, the Bible says, not Derek, the poor and needy will always be among us. And God said, when you do unto the least of these, like you're doing it unto me. So I tell people, man, if you want to do anybody a favor and somebody owes you for a favor you done, why not let that be God? Okay? So God won't come down to earth and help these people. He uses us, partnership, covenant with us to do his will. He gets all the glory. He blesses your family forward. Make sense? So when you guys master giving God the credit and you take none, because I tell people, man, y'all gonna hit my big mouth, but trust me, I take none of this credit. And again, that's why I believe I'm blessed. The favor, just like Miss Victoria said, like, it just follows us. Favor comes on 2 feet. I like that. That's a t-shirt. I love that. Can 5 more y'all put that in the chat, but give Victoria credit for that? I love that. Favor comes on 2 feet. And you can interpret it however you want to. But I love that, Victoria. Yeah. So that's who we are, guys. That's what we do. And again, I just want to say thank you so much for all of those people that saw me earlier today on TikTok. That was hours away from tonight. And for you guys to transpose over to join me, United Wealth University, Spooky Woogie, Marsha, like it's a lot of y'all. Thank y'all so much because y'all waited a lot of time to do this from earlier and y'all still followed me. So I love that. Thank y'all. So we're family now. So y'all stuck with me for life. I hope a lot of you guys do get the coaching, but if not, watch this. You don't have to buy nothing from me. If your style of coaching is Dick, I don't need you to hold my hand, bro. I'm gonna show up on Monday and Tuesday and Saturday, Dick, just get it that way. Or Derek, I'm gonna get the DIY, bro, and still show up Monday, Tuesday, Saturday. Now that's what a lot of people are doing. They're getting the DIY, still showing up 3 days a week. And then what's cool is that I'm allowing the DIY people to upgrade into our VIP community for only $47 a month. So my one-on-one people, they're in the group already, right? It comes with their coaching. Y'all can get into it for only $47 a month. And what's cool about that group, everybody that's in that group paid either 15 grand, 7,500 or 5 grand to be in that group. I allow y'all to get in at the DIY for only $47 a month. So that's another reason why a lot of people like that. They say, wow, dude, I can get your one-on-one coaching. I can show up 3 days a week and you still put me with your one-on-one people and y'all meet monthly. Give me that one, Derek. So again, it just depends on what your learning style is. I don't tell you guys either way. What is your learning style? I'll admit, me, I don't want your DIY. I'll just be honest, right? I wouldn't be an honest coach if I didn't explain it that way. If I got access to the coach, I don't want your DIY. I want to be able to call you because with me, I'm a little bit of a hard head. It takes me a little longer to get stuff. So I want it to be explained and explained and explained. I want you to be able to talk. I want your phone number. But once I got it, oh, Lord, look out. I got it now. But me, DIY is not my learning style. I want you to hold my hand. But if you say, because, okay, look, United Wealth University says did the DIY. Perfect. He's telling me his learning style is, Derek, I don't need you to hold my hand, bro. Build my website like you said. Give me all that paperwork, Derek, all that coaching, all your ebooks. And Derek, I found you now, bro. I'm coming to YouTube 3 days a week. That's what he just told me. No problem. Got a lot of people like that. That's his learning style. Okay. So the DIY does discuss insurance. Yes. I just got that on here. So that's not even like hidden. Yeah. But also remember the DIY people, you guys are getting a masterclass from me on the 23rd. The first and probably last time ever y'all to get me one-on-one, unless you upgrade to that group for $47. But I want to be a blessing. Over 30, I think 35 people now have purchased that DIY in the last probably 2 weeks. That's crazy. I've never sold that many so fast. I'm going to assume it's because of the price, what we're giving you, but also, again, the paperwork and the upgrading to that group. A lot of people just say, Derek, I'm being real, bro. I'm only signed up to get this paperwork and to be in that group. Because, Derek, you give the game away on YouTube, bro. Thank you for pricing this at this. Because that's where this kind of came from. People say, well, Derek, you got anything cheaper? For years. And I never had a DIY. Now we got it, and now it's so low. We priced it so low that I want you almost to feel bad about it if you don't get it. Why wouldn't you spend $497 on your dream that you said God put in your heart? And we got payment plans and financing. Like to me, you almost slapping God in his face if you don't at least get the DIY. Now, most of y'all, again, I recommend the one-on-one, but if finances are a problem or a little bit of a hindrance, that's the only way that I'll say go with the DIY. But if you say, Derek, I'm gonna use finance, or Derek, I'm good on finances, don't even look at that DIY. Put me in your back pocket as your one-on-one coach. That's what you should get. Okay. Yeah, favor on 2 feet, man. Favor comes on 2 feet. I love that. Where did you get that from, Victoria? I'm gonna steal that. I'm telling you right now, but I'm gonna give you credit. Victoria, where are you from too? City and state, sis. I love that. Let's see. Let me check something too while I'm with you guys right here. Let me check something real quick. Okay, perfect. Also, don't forget, I made a kind of a crazy announcement yesterday that if anybody was to purchase that DIY, I mean, not DIY, the one-on-one coaching between yesterday and I think I did it through Wednesday, whoever was the first person, I actually ordered some of those Bluetooth glasses that I now don't want, and I want to give them away as a free gift. Brand new, never been worn, never been even turned on, but they're Bluetooth. They have speakers but behind the frames, so you can listen to music, YouTube, you can answer calls, you can make calls. I mean, it's completely hands-free. I paid about $25 for them. I want to just give these away to anybody. That first person that does purchase that DIY. As you guys can see, the charger is still in the pack, not even open. And here's the case for it. So I'm putting that in here. And then boom. So all I would need is that purchase and then your email address. I mean, home address. And you get that for free. Only thing you have to do for me is say, hey, I got blessed with these. Click that link right here to get you a pair. Because I do have a TikTok shop where you can get those from, but I want to give those away. I'll admit, because they have a pink hue, like a kind of a pink undertone to that clear glass, I don't like that. That's not for me. I'm all man. So I want to just be a blessing. Put them on my face one time just to try them on. Took them right back off soon as I saw that pink stuff. And I ordered 2 pairs, so I gave Shay a pair already. Or else Shay would have got those. But I want to bless that to somebody here, hopefully a lady. That'll be for free on me. Alicia Hunt says one-on-one. So again, Alicia, you're like me. Like, I don't want your videos. I mean, I do. But after I watch the video, can I call you, Alicia? And if I can't call you, I'll admit, out of all the coaching I've taken in my life, I've always gotten the one-on-one, y'all. I own 8 businesses. And again, that's not by chance. I take a lot of coaching. I have about 7 coaches myself. That's why I'm kind of well-rounded, right? Not again, because I'm so great, because of God. And I'm not afraid to pour into myself when it comes to information. Okay. So I got a lot of coaching as well. How do we get the coaching? Text the number. I am from New Jersey. My bishop said in a sermon. Good stuff. Text the number. So that number was that's scrolling below. But to get the coaching is just on our website also, though. ForstedConsultants.com. In fact, I'm gonna put it right here on screen. .com, and then you go /IMB. So that's the one-on-one coaching. And if you guys just went to like ForstedConsultants.com /products and services, there's only 2 coaches there, guys. I make it real easy. Either you want me to hold your hand and be your big brother, or the DIY do-it-yourself, and you get all the products, website build out, and paperwork. And again, that's why a lot of people like that DIY, because you get everything that my one-on-one people get. You just don't get me as the one-on-one coach. Okay? But you get me as a coach on video. So I got a lot of that. Quick break. We'll be right back. We figured out your problem. You have a great business or a great business idea. You just don't have a website. So visit digitalflowsolutions.net and get the best website in the world for only $97. And then you just pick your monthly plan. Let's get back to the content. Hey, what's going on, family? I hope you guys are enjoying this information. But just in case if you was wondering, how could you get more one-on-one coaching just like this? First of all, you can ask just by typing it in the chat, or you can visit ForstedConsultants.com /IMB. Again, the IMB stands for ILF Mastery Blueprint. So again, if you want one-on-one coaching, let us know. This is exactly what we do. And again, don't spend all your time in this room today without asking questions. As you see, we're giving out a lot of great information. So make sure you ask your questions just to make sure that you fully understand it. And then also don't forget, we give you guys a free strategy call. So we want you to watch our webinar. That's also at ForstedConsultants.com /webinars, but also soak up a lot of this information that we're giving you guys on YouTube, and then schedule a free strategy call so that we can get on the phone to talk about how fast can we get you started. Let's get back to the show. All right, we are back. And right before I go, I want to just show you guys this. There's the Reynolds family that was asking about this. Well, Derek, what if I want to buy a property and renovate it to do this? Well, we can do that too, because we've also done that. It's just that about 98% of people that do find us, they're going to have to rent or lease a property. And that's how most of us start. But when God does start to bless you guys and you get into this real big, I want you guys to start buying property. And we recommend maybe the, fix and flip model, or even the BRRRR strategy. So the BRRRR strategy just stands for buy it, renovate it, rent it, refinance it, and then repeat the process all over again. So type in the chat if you've ever heard of the BRRRR strategy. That just simply means buy a piece of junk that needs some work done to it, renovate it to force equity in it and more value, then rent it to somebody and say, hey, bank, look what I did. I fixed this place, and now somebody's renting it, paying the mortgage down. Now you ask for a cash out refinance to get all your money back, to repeat the same process all over again. How many of you all have ever heard of the BRRRR strategy? Miss Smith says she has. This is how I bought probably my 3rd property. I'll admit, guys, my first 2 properties, I bought it from a credit card. Most of y'all have never even heard of that probably, but my first 2 properties, y'all, I didn't have that money. So guess how I bought it? A credit card. I took the money off a credit card and went to the closing table. Make sense, everybody? But let me show you this real quick. So I'm very transparent, as you guys probably see by now. But again, when I say buy it, I really mean buy a piece of junk. Buy a house that needs some work done to it. So again, that you can force the value into it. So read what I put on screen. We bought this house for 74 grand. Buy a property you can add value to. Buy something that's ugly and needs work. Buy a piece of junk in a great neighborhood. Does that make sense, everybody? So again, here we are at that closing table, Warner and Peacock, right? That's over there, Warner Robins, Georgia. Told you guys I love Georgia, Macon, Warner Robins, I'm drawing a blank now. Valdosta, Augusta, love those parts of Georgia, right? So hear me getting those keys from my realtor, because I told you guys before when I talked about this, you need a team when you're investing out of state. How in the world can I invest out of state and I don't live there? Neither do I do ILFs away from where I live at. So watch this. I'm showing you a house right now in Warner Robins, Georgia. That is 7 hours away from me. Guys, this is not an ILF. When I invest out of state, it's going to be for a mom, dad, and 3 kids. Or somebody I'm renting it to that is running an ILF. This is a 3-bed, 2-bath home. And oh my God, here go this renovation. So when you buy a place, guys, remember, I want you to buy a piece of junk so that you can do some work to it. So obviously there's a hole in the bathroom floor that needs some work done to it in a brand new toilet. We're going to need some new tile or some new flooring because this is all jacked up, y'all. But here we are starting to fix it. Look at those ugly cabinets, and the dadgum top of that counter looks like tile, like walking on tile. So ugly. But this is the reason why you got to renovate, so I can force the value into it. So not only do we talk about ILFs as independent living facilities, but guys, I'm in real estate just period. So can we turn this into Section 8? Can we do short-term or long-term rentals? Can we do an ILF? Or do we give it to a property management company and let them manage it? That's what I did. But watch this, moving along, still renovating. Now, these rooms look pretty good, right? Looks like nothing needs to be done. But when you have an inspection and you find out termites are eating up the windows and the wood around it, the floors are bowing in, and then somebody put this ugly wall that was up here. Why would you put a wall in the middle of the house? Super dumb, super ugly. So guess what? We knocked it down to what a lot of you ladies now call today an open concept. Somebody type in the chat, open concept. So again, here we are tearing up this ugly kitchen. The termites ate out all of this wood around the windows. So when you start doing some of this stuff, you go further and further into the sheetrock and find out there's more damage. So now we got to keep going. Now subflooring is messed up. Got to go through that. So again, guys, no problem with this rehab, because remember, now I got a really low cost on this house because all the work that it needed. So one of the first steps too, guys, is buying it the right way. Make sense, y'all? Grace for Dan say, wow, and I thought the house that I saw was in bad shape. Exactly. But when you first saw it, you kind of didn't know it until you got the inspection. That's why my rule of thumb is always get an inspection. Don't go with your own naked eye, because my naked eye wouldn't show me these termite problems. My naked eye wouldn't show me that we had to replace all of that sheetrock. And who in the world would land on such an ugly property? Me. Lucky for you guys, you don't know it. My new people don't know this, but we're also commercial lenders. So if you guys want to buy a property, we lend on properties just like that. So in fact, I only lend on ugly properties. You can't come to me to buy a pretty property for you and your family. I do something that's called asset-based lending. That means that I'm not concerned about your W-2. I'm not concerned about your tax return. And I don't care if you have a job, whether you had it for 3 days, 3 years, or you quit last night. Again, we do asset-based lending. And these are for investment properties only. So if you want a property for you and your kids to live in and you and your boo thing, I can't help you. But if you said, Derek, I want a property for Airbnb, I can help. Derek, I want a property for short-term rental, I can help. Derek, I want a property for an ILF, I can help. Derek, I want a property to fix and flip. I want to make some money, Derek, I can help. Derek, I want a property for to fix it and rent it back to myself, I can help. But if you and your kids want to live in it, don't come see me. I got a referral for you. But if this is an investment property where you can make money from this property, I'm your guy. So here we go. Remember that ugly wall? How dumb is it, guy, that somebody decided to put a wall right by the front door? Y'all can see that front door. So now we got to build, I think it's called a beam. If I'm wrong, somebody tell me, because I'm no construction guy. I just said, hey, Rudis, knock that wall down, bro. I don't know what all go into that. He said, Derek, that'd be an extra $1,200. I said, no problem, let's run it. Okay? Because for me, an open concept makes it easier to sell this place, makes it easier to invite a family to move in it. Because guys, y'all know it. If that layout ain't just right, sometimes it's hard to move a family into it. Where all my realtors at, right? But look now, that dumb wall is gone. Congratulations, Derek. And again, how do we do this? I don't live there, y'all. My realtor is Raphael, property management is Miss Karen, and my contractor is Rudis. Rudis was introduced to me by a friend of mine from Clubhouse. Again, connections, meeting people, networking. Raphael was a kid that I watched grow up from a little baby. Now he's this tall gentleman that's not my realtor in Warner Robins, Georgia. He found me Karen, who's his boss. Karen is the property management. So oftentimes when you get property management or a realtor, they can find your whole team. This is how I can invest out of state and never have to be there. Raphael finds the house. Rudis is going to go by and check on it. Karen manages it. Two of y'all type in the chat. That makes sense, Derek. That's how you can do that out of state, huh? Yes, because it's expensive where I live, y'all. So when I buy property, I wouldn't want to go to Warner Robins, Georgia. I want to go to Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, Canton, Ohio, Toledo, Ohio, Detroit, Michigan. I want to go to Macon, Georgia. I want to go to Valdosta, Fort Valley. I want to go to places like that. Okay? Keep going, because remember, we're talking about the burst strategy. Buy it, renovate it, rent it, refinance, and repeat the whole process. But here we go again. Now we need new wood. Can you tell that we put new wood at that bottom? Now we're going to snatch all of that broken, ate up wood that the termites destroyed. Got to snatch it out of there, guys. That's new wood and new insulation. Before, after. Before, after. I don't know this with my naked eye. That's why you got to have the inspection, guys. Again, here we go. Sheetrock needed. Wood needed to be replaced. More sheetrock needed to be replaced. Now let's patch it up and keep moving. Back to that ugly, dreadful kitchen. Somebody said, Dick, are you going to save them cabinets, bro? Absolutely. I'm going to sure try to. Because remember, guys, when you're renovating, Kendra, how much money can we save? Kendra, can we sand and paint these cabinets and maybe respray paint the knobs? Here we go. Now we got to renovate it. Oh, Lord, here we go. Remember, we talked about the burst strategy. Buy it, renovate it. I just showed you the buy it. Now we got to renovate it. All those problems that we saw, fresh paint, fresh flooring, fresh baseboards, fresh window blinds. Look at that color of that paint. Lord have mercy. Come on, somebody. How we looking now, y'all? And that ugly light, we removed that light and every room got a fan now. So no more just lights in the room, guys. We put a fan that has a light. Makes more sense, Kendra. Kendra, how we looking now, Kendra? You wouldn't even know this place now. Got that off-white on the wall. Got a crispy white on the trimming. And got my flooring for under $1.88 a square foot. I got an open concept, Marion. Talk to me, Marion. How we looking now, Marion? Graceful Dance, how we looking now? Because y'all was laughing earlier. Hey, Kendra, when y'all saw that wall up with them boards, you were like, where he going with that? Kendra, that wasn't my decision. Some dummy said, let's put a wall right here in front of the front door. Now, y'all can see the wall, that door, right? Why would you put a wall right there? That was so dumb. What a dumb layout. Victoria said, we looking good now. Miss Evans said, we looking good now. Look at that kitchen now. Look at the hallway now. Lord have mercy. Charmaine said, this turned out beautifully. Charmaine's in the middle of a renovation right now and giving me credit. Thanks, Charmaine. What you don't see in the hallway is the new light fixtures that were now hanging from the light fixtures. Every door got painted. Now, watch me be honest with y'all and show you something, right? I did not want granite countertops. Watch this, and here's some free coaching. Depending on where the property is located, you don't want to do something that's called over renovating. In my opinion, y'all, where this property was, this was an over renovation. But watch this. Because the regular cheap stuff that I wanted wasn't available, what you call that cheap stuff, y'all, that you put on the counter? For Micah, I don't know what you call that stuff. What's that cheap stuff, y'all, that you put on countertops, not the granite? That stuff was on an 8-week back order, y'all. I couldn't wait on that, not while you flipping the house. You got to keep it moving to make money. Thank you, Vicky. For Micah, exactly, that cheap stuff that looked like granite, sis. Grace for Dance, I tried to get that for Micah. The guy said, Derek, this is going to be 8 weeks. So either we stop working for 8 weeks or you get this granite for an extra $600. Man, run that granite for an extra $600. Let's go. Victoria, I said, run that granite. Let's go. We got to keep it moving. So even though I didn't want it, but watch this. If I had a choice, y'all, I'll admit, granite is not, what's the word? Granite is not required for where this house is located. Does that make sense, anybody? Have you ever heard of that term, over renovating? 6 blocks from this house, if I would have done this, it makes sense again. But now where this house was, y'all, I'll admit it, just let me coach you real quick. I wouldn't advise you to put granite in this house. Now, granted, this same house today is for sale, and we're going to get there. And remember, I paid $74,000 for it. I'm going to lead y'all to Zillow of what it's for sale for right now. And we've owned it for 3 years. This is not a new renovation by any means, y'all. So don't think that I did this last week. This is an example that I show people of what it looks like when we're utilizing the burst strategy. Look how beautiful that sink is. Look at those beautiful countertops. I kind of didn't want that, y'all, but I was forced to get it. Anointed Ones Ministries, how you doing? Good to see you, sis. Brand new stove, brand new faucet, brand new refrigerator. And watch this, because my contract is so good. He said, Derek, what about not getting new door handles? I know you want those chrome handles, Derek, but Derek, these are so old of cabinets that the handles are like antique pieces now. Derek, can we sand them and repaint it? Absolutely. I would have never thought of that. I'm at Home Depot trying to find those chrome ones, y'all. Miss Victoria, I'm going to try to say, well, I want those long, slim, the chrome nickel handles. Contractor who's smarter than me said, Derek, you want to save some money and add probably more value and more of an antique feel and look to the cabinet? Derek, these knobs are probably so old. You should sand and repaint them. So that's what we did. He sanded and repainted those knobs. I wish I would have got a little bit closer so that y'all could have seen the detail on it. You can't go at Home Depot and buy those knobs today. Now, some of us said, they don't care nothing about that, bro. I went chrome. Well, I want to save money. I get a little cheap sometimes when I'm spinning. I'm ready to be done. How many of you ever went through a project? You said, man, I'm just ready to be done. I don't want to spend no more money. Victoria, thank you. She said, the granite does look nice, though. It does. I just am honest enough to tell y'all that through my coaching, I want to coach y'all to do that. Neither would I have done it if there was not an 8-week wait. If that guy said, Derek, we can get from Michael right now tomorrow, run it, bro. But now today, watch this. I'll admit, I'm glad I do have it because this is what I call making a property indestructible. When I take a property as ugly as what y'all just saw and do all of this stuff to it, to me, we've now made this property indestructible. Meaning I shouldn't get no calls. I shouldn't get no maintenance calls. I shouldn't get no call about no leaky faucet. I shouldn't get no call about no window, nothing, because it's all brand new. Brand new AC unit, brand new hot water heater. Why should I get a call about something that's broken when we've redone all of this? And the LVP flooring goes throughout the whole house, the kitchen, the bathroom, wet areas, everywhere. So again, we're talking about the burst strategy. We buy it, we rent it. We renovate it. Okay, rent it before we fix it, right? Buy it, renovate it, rent it, and refinance, meaning give me all my money back that I put into it. Because if you do the burst strategy right, y'all, essentially, the money you use as a down payment, meaning that if you came to me tomorrow and said, Derek, I found a house in Valdosta, Georgia that I want to buy to do ILF. You need 20% down. You might need 30 grand to fix it. When you get to the part of the refinance, if you do it right and you bought the house the right way, you can get your down payment back and your rehab money back through the refinance to do what? To repeat the whole process over again. Make sense, everybody? So the refinance is called a cash out refi. That means that, hey, bank, look what I did. I bought a house for 74 grand. I forced equity into it. Like Marion said, sweet equity. And now I put a renter in it who's paying the debt down. Bank, can you give me all my money back in terms of what I paid for it and what it's worth now? Can you give me the difference of those two numbers? That's what a cash out refi is, y'all. I paid 74 grand for this house 3 years ago. I put probably 30 grand in it. I can't remember, 30 to 35, 40 maybe. But now it's for sale. I had it for 3 years, collected rent for 3 years. Tenant was never late. Now it's for sale for 145. That's real estate, y'all. I did a cash out refi probably 2 years ago and got like 36 grand from it. I started a business. I bought another piece of real estate. And I still own the property. That's why the burst strategy is so powerful, y'all. I bought it. I rehabbed it. I put a renter in it. I did a cash out refi, got over 30 grand back, bought another property, started a new business, and I got a renter that pays what, like $1,350, $1,400 a month. So I'm still collecting rent. And right now it's for sale on Zillow right now. 102 Alabama Place. Go look it up. This is real estate, y'all. No different from what we do now, except for this house I just showed y'all in Georgia. That's a mom, dad, and 3 kids. In fact, the dad left, I think 3 months ago. Left the mama, got her pregnant, got 2 kids, and now a little baby, an arm baby, and the daddy gone. The lady still pay rent. That's not the ILF model. What if this lady lose her job? God forbid. She ain't gonna pay me now a dime, y'all. But what if I turn it into an ILF and put 6 people in it? What if she was one of those 6 with no kids? And what if she slipped on paying me rent one time? I still got 5 people that still pay rent at $740 to $800 a month. That's why, again, guys, the ILF model is an absolute no-brainer. Because even if you get somebody that doesn't pay the rent, it don't hurt as bad if this lady in Georgia don't pay my rent. If she don't pay the rent, y'all, I'm stuck. My ILFs, if one guy don't pay, I got multiple people that still pay, and I'm probably going to put him out. Makes sense? That's for that's a genius. That's why we think it's genius that this one model, this one house serves multiple people. It's like a multifamily without having to buy a multifamily unit. Okay? So I promise to have showed the family that tonight. I know I went through it really fast, but I hope you guys appreciate that. That's a property that we took and we fixed and we flipped it, but back to ourselves and turned it into a rental property. Okay? Bang. So taking that down, I was supposed to be gone 30 minutes ago, but I gave y'all an extra 30 because I felt bad about the delay today when we first came on. I had to stop the room and restart a whole nother one. So again, I just want to thank y'all for joining us. A lot of you guys have been with me from the beginning. A lot of you guys are thinking about the one-on-one coaching. If I didn't answer your question here, Make sure that you watch that webinar. Scrolling below right now on your screen is the instruction to get our webinar. I want all of y'all to do that, right? Text the phrase more info to 407-326-0086. After watching that webinar, my team is going to see that you watched it. They're going to send you a link to book a call with me. That's to answer any questions that you may have, especially if it's about the coaching. If it's just regular questions, bring them here. I want all of us to learn together. But if you say, no, Derek, this is me and my family. I want you to talk to me and my family, me and my husband, Derek. I don't want to put my questions on YouTube. No problem. That's a free call. No problem. Remember, I promised God years ago, God, if you give it to me, I do my best and go all over the world, teach it to people. So that's a free strategy call, free on YouTube every Monday and Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern and 10 a.m. Eastern on Saturdays. Okay. Do you have to look into zoning or no zoning goes into what we do? Because again, there's no license required. The people that we serve are completely independent and essentially, Victoria, all we're doing is renting rooms to people, renting beds to people, but we have structure and rules behind it. And that's what makes a difference from like a boarding house or a rooming house. There's rules behind it. There's structure. And again, if you text the phrase more info to the phone number on the screen right now, that'll give you our introductory webinar, but also a phone call with me and my team to talk about which coaching plan is good for you. The free version, the DIY version, or Derek, hold my hand and the one-on-one coaching. You guys decide that. I don't. Okay. So love that. Hi, my first time on here. I would like to know, where would I start in your program? Watching that webinar. So Miss Fallon, if you watch the webinar by texting the phrase more info, just that, more info, just those two words, nothing else, to that phone number, that'll give you our webinar. Then your job is to befriend me on Facebook and go in there and be nosy and just look at all of what we're doing, what we're posting. And then if you decide to take the one-on-one coaching, let's have a call. Most people want that phone call to decide whether the coaching is good for them. Most people also want that scholarship that's sometime available. So guys, starting tomorrow actually is co-founders week for us. Most of my new people have no clue who my brother was, but my brother and I started this together. My brother passed away about a year and a few months ago. So at the end of 2023, my brother passed away and we taught this for years together. Now, most of y'all see me and my wife or just me. But make no mistake about it, my brother Otis Forster started this with me. He represented Noah's Ark Housing, and every year for his birthday, we have either a Founders Day or a Founders Week. This year, it's going to be a Founders Week. So literally starting tomorrow. So here's a hint. Don't buy nothing from me today. Let me save you. Tomorrow starts Founders Week, and anything that we have, guys, is 25% off. That goes for the coaching, the ebooks, the one-on-one, whatever you want, right? So 25% off from Tuesday to Tuesday. So if you want anything from us in terms of our coaching, DIY, ebooks, whatever, you guys get 25% off of that. And my team will be sending out probably an email starting tomorrow. But if not, I'm verbally telling you right now, you don't have to pay the $49.97 tomorrow. I think it's like 37 something with that discount. And then the DIY, I don't even know what that is, but that's also available. That's starting tomorrow. And that's Founders Week. April 5th is my brother's birthday. That lands on a Saturday. So I'll do something real crazy that day, probably as a one-day thing. But I'm telling you guys right now, starting tomorrow through next Tuesday, it's Founders Week for us. Big shout out to my brother. May he rest in peace. And yeah, every year, guys, we're doing that. So last year was actually the first year. So this is actually, if I want to put a number to it, this is the second annual Co-Founders Week. So big shout out to my brother Otis Forster, who poured his life into this and passed away at the end of 2023 in November. Okay. So other than that, let me see. Grace for Dance, $397. Oh, so is that the math on it? Is that what you're telling me, ma'am? Because I haven't done the math. The regular number is $497, but with 25% of it, if that's what she's saying, I don't even know. And thank you for that. I appreciate that. Yep. Rest in peace. So yeah, man, my brother and I, so a lot of times people will see our footage and they'll say, hey, where's Otis? They don't know that my brother passed away. So this is still kind of new to us, right? So I spent a whole year of rebranding and getting this kind of back together under me and my wife. Now, Shay and I did it together all the time still, but my brother and I did all the speaking, right? So all you that hear Shay speak now and Shay's with me, that was kind of never like that in the past. It was always me and Otis. And my older people know that. My newer people, y'all don't even know about my brother unless you go way back in some of our footage and you will see him and I on screen together. And sometimes if you're not looking, we sound just alike. So sometimes you guys are listening to Otis and don't know it, right? So sometimes we sound just alike. So if Katara's here, she knew Otis. A lot of you newer people would have no clue who he is. So it's just my older people that would know that, okay? But he was an absolute gem, passionate just like I was, in teaching this. So my brother believed in keeping a job to do this. I did it. I quit. So my brother and I taught from two different angles. His angle is always keep your job as long as you can to do this. My job was as soon as you can find a way to leave, get out of there. So we taught it from two angles on that way. But other than that, man, I think I'm done. I kept you guys way longer than what I intended on doing. I hope you guys didn't mind that. Because I hope that, again, we said something that allowed you to learn more or give you just a different insight on what this is. 25%, so not 20. Don't short yourself. Somebody says I did 20% initially, so with 25% it'll be 3. So again, guys, to me that's crazy. To get our DIY at $372.75, guys, I'm giving it away at that price. The paperwork alone is $8,000. We build your website, and I got to pay my team to do that. So again, guys, if you hadn't noticed, I'm giving that DIY away. You might as well just look at it at that way. And the one-on-one, because the one-on-one coaching, just what? 3 weeks ago, it was $7,500. It always has been that much, y'all. But in 2025, we said we're going to just take the whole cap off of it and just help a lot of people. So instead of that $7,500, it's only $4,997 for this whole year. I will not change that until 2026. Okay. I attended one of your webinars with you. And oh, wow. So Carolyn, you go back far then. If you attended a mastermind with me and Otis, you go back far. So big shout out to you, Carolyn. There's not a lot of people that knew my brother now. Because a lot of you guys are just so new to me and you only know either me or me and Shay. Right. So I appreciate Carolyn. That lets me know that you've been around for a while then. Okay. Let me check one more thing, and I'm going to get y'all out of here. Let me see. I think it was one more thing I wanted to show y'all. Let me see. Oh, this was actually the old one. This probably have the old pricing on it too, so let's see. So this is what's involved in the ILF Mastery Blueprint. This is where you guys can feel free to take pictures at. A lot of you guys like to save this kind of stuff. So the ILF Mastery Blueprint and everything that's involved, the digital services, the ILF contents, the HRA contents, how to acquire the property, virtual assistants, all of that stuff. Your digital logo, that's on me. The digital website design, my team is going to build your website. The coaching from me and my beautiful wife, again, that's on us. If I stop right there, that's enough. But the ILF ebook bundles, every ebook I've ever created, guys, you get that. All the dumb mistakes I made, like prime example, I got a book that's called How to Avoid the ILF Fiasco. I literally take y'all through my $40,000 lawsuit and tell you how to prevent it. Because if y'all get a lawsuit under my coaching or just under my YouTube, I'm going to be mad at y'all. I'm going to be like, Carolyn, how did you get a lawsuit sitting under me and my coaching when I tell you the opposite of all the things I did, right, to not get that lawsuit? So Victoria, you guys are not allowed to get in trouble under me. Now that you know me now, you're not allowed to get in trouble doing this, okay? Also, the HRA ebook, right here, actually, the ILF 101 course, we blessed a lot of y'all with this for free. How many of y'all got this for free? I should bless a few more of y'all with that right now, but I did that earlier today, and a lot of y'all got this for free, and that actually costs money. You also get the HRA ebook. Remember, guys, what the HRA stands for, Housing Referral Agency. That allows you to do exactly what we do, and you don't need the property. You have to rent one, lease one, or buy one. So make sure that you watch our HRA webinar by texting HRA to 407-326-0000. 0086. It's a 14-minute webinar, can teach you how to make money tomorrow. And you don't need a house. You need a cell phone and the ability to run your mouth. That's it. Text HRA to 407-326-0086. And then right here again, guys, that whole HRA business in a box, we give it to y'all. That teaches y'all how to run an HRA, housing referral agency, and you never need property. I give you the SOPs. I give you the ebook. I give you the email templates, the phone scripts. There's nothing you should be scratching your head about when you get this. And all of this is inside of the DIY. Remember, guys, the DIY and the one-on-one coaching is the same stuff. You just don't get me with the DIY. The one-on-one, you got my phone number, and I'm available Monday through Friday. And our sessions should be once every 2 weeks for the rest of your life. You should be booking a session every 2 weeks. Derek, we meeting again in 14 days, bro. Derek, I see you again in 14 days. Every 14 days for the rest of your life. And then Monday through Friday, any questions, any concerns? Hey, Derek, what color did you tell me to get that comforter? Because I'm in Walmart right now, and I was finna get that red one. Don't get the red. Red means rage. Red means anger. Red means blood. We get that blue one. Blue means trust, calm, soft, trusting, trustworthy. Colors matter. So blues, greens, beiges, never red, ever. Colors matter, guys. Trust me on that. This book right here, I'll admit, this book sells a lot by itself. There's a lot of people that think they know what they're doing already, but don't know how to get the property. So they buy this book by itself. In my opinion, I wouldn't spend $97 on this book, and I can get this book inside of the DIY. That's just me. A lady yesterday bought this book, and she bought, she bought the HRA and the ILF 101. I gave this away for free to a couple of y'all if you just heard my prompt. She spent $300, y'all, on 3 books. Why would you do that and you can get everything I have for $497 in the DIY? So that's what I meant, ma'am. If you're here, not that I was shunning you for doing that, but I wouldn't have spent $300 on 3 items when I could get all of this stuff for $497. Makes sense? Even if you only had $300 that day. Well, I said, well, listen, take that as a down payment and pay us off the rest of it. We're super cool here in terms of how we do things. Make sense, y'all? One thing about us, y'all, you will never have an excuse of why you couldn't get into our coaching. It's too easy, meaning that the process of it, the cost is crazy. We offer financing. If you don't qualify for that, we offer in-house financing, payment plans. There's never an excuse of why you can't get into our coaching. Make sense, y'all? So again, this book is a game changer because I'll admit, y'all, for years, I never told people what the verbiage was. And that's why people buy this book by itself, right? Because I give y'all the exact verbiage of what we say, how we say it, who we say it to. It's called The Pursuit of Purpose and Profit, a complete guide to securing properties for independent living facilities. Meaning, Derek, what in the world are you telling these people to rent their house, Derek? Derek, how do you convince somebody to put 8 and 10 people in their home? It's the verbiage. And trust me, y'all, the first few years, I screwed it up real bad. To over time that we got the spiel down just perfect now. So now for $97, I put it in a book, and I also give you a role play with it. So not only is it an ebook, I give you the verbal role play with me and Otis. So if you guys that missed my brother's coaching, Otis and I are on this role play together. So you can still be coached by my brother. He's not even here. That's what's pretty cool too. So a lot of people, one more time, and I'm going to move on. Derek, how in the world do you rent these properties, bro? What do you tell them? And for years, you got to buy my coaching, bro. Now, we so giving with it, y'all. It's on my YouTube channel in terms of the gist of it. But that book, for $97, you get the words, the book, and the live recorded role play. And the role play includes the landlord, the case manager, the social worker. So it's 3 different ones of how we talk to these people. Because most of people's problem when they're trying to get into something like this, y'all, they're using the wrong words and they're talking to the wrong people. You guys are great people and you're trying to do great stuff. But if you use the wrong words, people are going to try to label you for something that this is not what you're trying to tell them. But because you don't know how to word it, you're messing it up. And we don't want you guys to do that. So again, to be able to present something that looks like this right here on the screen, you must use the words the right way. How do you convince that homeowner that you're the best thing since sliced bread versus scaring the hell out of them? And I'm not cursing, but I'm just saying, when I first got onto this, guys, I was scaring people by what I was saying. And it was true stuff. It was heartfelt stuff. Hey, man, I house the homeless. And, I take people from homeless to home for people that are on drugs and people that may have a mental health disorder. We don't say that to these people. Ain't none of his business who I'm dealing with and what their problems are. See that? You didn't know that, though. Neither did I. So the homeowner, none of his business about my guys got mental health. None of his business that they're coming from a hospital. It's how we word it. So again, how do I present this thing that you see on screen if I'm wording it the wrong way? So again, my coaching is going to tell you who to talk to, what to say, how to say it, and one more time, who are we saying it to? To where we're not scaring people, but showing them that we are the answer that they've been looking for. And watch this. No matter what y'all think of today, if you forget everything else, remember also that this is also a prayer. God, I heard some powerful information tonight. That guy Derek seemed to be pretty cool. And God, he teaching this thing I want to do. God, can you already set the crooked road straight for me? God, can you already line up the social workers and the case managers to make this happen? God, can you already line up the real estate and the people that will need this? God, allow my business to be desired. Allow my housing to be wanted. Allow my beds to be filled with great people. And I always pray to God, God, remove me from the knuckleheads. God, only send me the people that are praying and crying at night for a nice, clean place to live, and people that want to pay rent. God, keep me away from the guy that's want to dodge the rent, sneak women in my back door, stay out past curfew, use drugs and alcohol. God, keep me away from that guy. Because there's too many people that want a nice place to live. God, merge my prayer with the guy that's want a nice place to live to change his life. Not the guy that said, Derek, I drink beer, bro. I snort cocaine. And I use methamphetamines. And Derek, that's what I do, bro. I ain't trying to change my life, Derek. That's not my guy, y'all. I don't want to house him. There's a lot of people that need help, but the guy I want to help is the guy that's saying, God, can you please help me find a nice place to live? I want to change my life. I'm tired of being on drugs. I'm tired of fighting with my family. God, I want a fresh start. God, merge my prayer with that guy. Somebody say amen to that if you agree. Now, if you think I'm mean, I just don't want to house people, you can put whatever in the chat. But if you say, Derek, that's my prayer, bro. I want the guy that's praying to God for a nice place to live. And he want to pay rent on time, all the time, sometimes early if he's got the ability to. Because Charmaine, that's my rules. Pay rent on time, all the time, and Charmaine, pay it early if you got the ability. If your rent due on the 3rd, but you get it on the 1st, what we waiting on? Kendra, what are we waiting on if you get the rent on the 1st, but it's due on the 3rd? Man, pay that rent. I teach my people, take care of the most important thing in your life, which is the roof over your head. Because without that, everything else falls downhill. So take care of the roof over your head, bro. Don't pay nobody else before you pay me. Some of my clients call me the rent man. They don't call me Derek. They call me rent man. Rent man, when you coming by? Because I teach them the most important thing for you is this roof over your head. And the only thing stopping it is you paying that rent. So when you get it, don't go buy the Jordans. Don't go buy the box of cereal that you don't need yet because you got 2 boxes at home. Don't go buy the t-shirt that you saw at the gas station because it got your initials on it. Don't go buy that fake gold chain from the dadgum mall. Pay your rent, bro. Because if you come up short on anything else, I can help you. But boy, if you short me on that rent, I got no mercy for what's going on. I have helped so many of my guys with stuff as long as they paid the rent. Because if you pay the rent and say, Derek, boy, I ain't got no food now, bro. Derek, I done pay rent, man. I can't even go buy my cigarettes. Bro, I can help you in all kind of ways if you pay that rent. If you don't pay that rent, Charmaine, I got no mercy for what's going on in your life. Other than, some bad traumatic stuff. But the people that we deal with, when they don't pay rent, they on razzle-dazzle, as we call it. They trying to run game on you. So let me as your coach teach you that. Because y'all are just like me. Y'all are great people. You want to help everybody. But guess what? This population could also, they can smell when you're new to this, and they'll mistreat you if you don't know what you're doing. Ask me how I know. Okay? So guys, 98% of the time, my clients are going to see this nice, happy-go-lucky Derek. Only 2% of the times, guys, they see a completely different guy in me when behaviors are off, rent's not being paid, drugs and alcohol maybe be in use. That's when you see a different Derek. Let that rent don't come in. Let you be trying to use drugs and alcohol and introduce it to other people that live here. You can't live in my place like that, bro. Out of here. Okay? So we'll talk about more next week of what are some terms that you can stay in my place and what to get you kicked out. In fact, I'll be talking about that probably on TikTok in probably tomorrow or the next day. I'm doing a 7-day challenge on myself. I'm going to go live on TikTok every day for 7 days, y'all. So everybody that found me on TikTok today, be tuned in because tomorrow at some time, I'm going live again. Don't know what time I'll do it. My team and I are testing certain stuff, right? To see when the people are most active. And is it the morning? Is it the night? Is it noon? Every time I go on, you guys flood me, so it's hard to tell. But for 7 days in a row, so make sure that you're following me on TikTok. Click that notification bell that you will get that notification, that notice that I'm on. And then tomorrow, 7 p.m., I'm usually here again. So again, man, I thank y'all so much. I love y'all like a fat kid loves cake. I'm going to pray y'all out of here, and I'm going to go. And I hope that I was a blessing to somebody today. There was a lot of you all that came through, but if I was a blessing to one person, my job is pretty much done here. Because remember, I told God that if he allowed me to get in this and it changed my life, I will go all over the world sharing it, and I would never take any credit. So watch me do that one more time before I leave. Guys, without God, I'm a nobody. And this is all baloney. But with God, this is powerful. And y'all can leave y'all job this year to do more of God's will and create more generational wealth for your family. Because remember what I want y'all to live by. I want y'all to please God, help people, be respected by the community, but I also want y'all to make enough money to feed y'all family. Does that make sense, everybody? Because again, the Bible says if a man don't work, he don't eat. How cool is it that God has arranged for us to get into a business like this and we can eat, we can feed our family. I'm just getting a little loose, y'all. We can feed our family, right? And we can, again, be respected by the community. How cool would this be that if you connect this to your local church, your church looking for something like this, you could be the answer to it. You and your pastor should be meeting this week. In fact, 2 weeks ago, for the first time ever, genius though, a lady had her discovery call with her pastor. She's like, Derek, I want to do this, but I want my pastor to hear it. Do you mind if I bring him in as my partner? Absolutely, bring him in. He actually got on the call and asked more questions than she did. So I appreciate that. If you got a pastor, your bishop, whoever, bring them to the call with you. You got a business partner, y'all can split this fee. I talk about that all the time. If you want our one-on-one coaching, you got a business partner or a buddy or a boo thing, a husband, a wife, a nephew, a niece, a girlfriend, or somebody you met on TikTok. Don't make me no difference. If y'all want to join together to help yourself with the cost, we allow that too. So again, man, I'm gone. I love y'all so much again. I'll see y'all tomorrow on TikTok at some time. I'm not sure when. 7 days straight. Today was day one. So I'll pick a time tomorrow. If you're following me, you should get the notification. In fact, I'll ask, why assume? When I go live on TikTok, y'all, how many of you all are getting the notification? Or are y'all following me just by chance? How many actually got a notification that, hey, Derek's on live on TikTok, join him? I know YouTube is like that. I'm not sure if TikTok is. Are you guys getting notifications on TikTok when I come live on TikTok? And this is a question for my TikTok people. There's a lot of y'all here. Or are y'all just catching me by chance? I want to know that. I think Shay's on. Shay said, you still going? I'm about to end now, Shay. I think Shay just got home, y'all. So somebody says, yeah. So Leslie, Carolyn, Jillian says no, but Carolyn and Leslie. So when I go live on TikTok, you guys are getting a notification like Derek's live. Like, be more talkative in the chat on that one because I want to know. My team don't know, and neither do I. So let me know.
Y'all still in here going crazy.
Hey, y'all, this Shay.
Y'all still
For my new people, this is my wife, who's been gone all evening, just got back from being with her family. I told y'all she's from Bermuda. Her family leaves in like a day and a half. So she spent the last day with them. So it says, mine was by chance you came on. Okay, perfect. I got a note. Perfect. I got it for note. That's how, thank you, Leslie. That's what I wanted to know. So I'm going 7 days in a row. So that'd be what, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So all the way through Sunday, guys, I'm going live. And again, I'm not going to say what time, but I'm glad that I just found out that whenever I go live, you get the notification. Now, answer this, though. Is it like YouTube where there's this notification bell, or just because you're subscribed to me on TikTok, you just get it? Tell me that, Leslie. Everybody said hi, Shay. Everybody said hi, Shay. Hi, Shay. Hi, Shay.
Hi.
I did subscribe and then turn on my notifications. So was BK, was that TikTok though? Because I'm trying to see, does TikTok have the notification bell like YouTube? According to Leslie, she's getting a notification when I go live. So I want to see all of y'all again live on TikTok. She said, it's not a bell, but it is an invite. Okay. I don't know if I quite understand that, but as long as you're getting the notification, that's what matters to me. So again, Carolyn, Leslie, United Wealth University, all you guys shout me out tomorrow when you come on TikTok to let me know that you were here tonight. Because we went for what, 2 hours and 51 minutes, y'all. This is a lot of content. And again, if you're completely new to us, make sure you go to our YouTube channel after we end here and just binge on our stuff. Most importantly, I want to see 55 friend requests tonight. I don't know what's the difference between y'all following me and y'all being my friend, but go to Derek Forston and befriend me there. More important than you being my friend, though, is soak up the information. It says you are invited by. Perfect. Thank you, Leslie. That's what I wanted to know. Perfect. Because I'll admit, guys, I'm not subscribed to anybody. So I don't know how that works. So perfect. Notifications bell, no bell in TikTok. Thank you. Thank you, UWU. Appreciate that. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, so that's good. So tomorrow I'll be live. And again, I won't say what time, y'all, because I don't want to make a promise and I don't do that. But YouTube, Monday and Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. And then Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Okay. One more thing I want to put on the screen. It's just an ask from me. I don't pass around an offering plate or anything like that, but I do like and appreciate Google reviews. So if you guys appreciated what we brought to the table today, and if y'all can give me a Google review, I would appreciate that. And that's all you guys per se will owe me. So let me bring that up real quick. And if y'all could do that, that would mean the world to me. And that's the last thing that I'll put on screen right before I pray you guys out. One thing that we do live by, though, is that procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give you more time for something he's already told you to do. So don't put it in the chat. Don't raise your hand. Don't put no number in the chat. But most of y'all, God has told y'all to get into something like this. It didn't take me to tell you. Now, maybe it took me to encourage you, but take a picture of that. And I want y'all to post this in your bathroom. Put it as a screensaver on your phone, because I'm going to ask somebody tomorrow, and I'm going to ask somebody probably on Saturday, like, who took a picture of this and who saved it? Who read this more than once to themselves? Procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give you more time for something he's already told you to act on. Okay? And then the last thing right here is move at the speed of instruction. As like we like to say now, is move at the speed of revelation. For some of y'all, this is the first time you even heard something like this. Some of y'all, it's the first time you heard somebody teach it so willingly. Some of y'all, you've heard this concept, but people was gatekeeping it. They was hiding it. And if anything, y'all can see how we do not gatekeep this information, right? So again, if you guys appreciate what we brought to the table or just showed you a different way to view and look at real estate and how you can do God's will through it, please scan that. Also, guys, if you want an extra discount and also to take part of that co-founders week, this is a part of it. To get that discount is also to give a 5-star Google review. And again, that's all y'all owe me. And you really don't owe it. It's just me asking y'all a favor. United Wealth says, I will do a review. Perfect. Thank you. Because again, a lot of people won't even buy or believe people before they read a review. So I always pray for people that leave reviews, that God bless your life. Because if somebody spend money with me, take our coaching because of your review, I pray God bless you. So if 15 of y'all, or actually even better, 25 of y'all can scan that and leave a 5-star Google review tonight, say something nice, hit that 5, I would appreciate it. And again, whether you buy something from us or not, please know I'm here every Monday and Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, simply from a promise from God. I'm here every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern, and I want to see 55 friend requests. Natalia said, I'm doing it right now as we speak. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I want to see 55 friend requests, especially from Latanya, United Wealth University. Also put your real name there too. I've been saying sir and never even asked if that was a ma'am or a sir, so I apologize. UWU, put in the chat what your real name is. You've been super active. I want to just shout you out. BK Sharita, I want to see all of y'all friend request me at Facebook at Derek Forston, because I want y'all to go and be nosy and look at what we're posting. Look at what we're doing. Look how we're changing the lives of other people through this model. Okay? So as you guys scan that and leave that review, I'm going to pray, and I pray for God's best in your life. And I'll see you guys live tomorrow on TikTok. I don't know what time, but I'll randomly go live. But if you're subscribed, I just heard through my friend here, Leslie, that you guys will get a notification that you have been invited by, and it'll say my name. So Father God, thank you so much for the seed that was sown tonight. God, thank you for the ability to give what you gave Shay and I. God, by your Holy Spirit, bring all of this information back to their remembrance. And God, let not one devil in hell stop it. In fact, the devil is under their feet tonight and has no place in their life, their business, or their family. And God, these people will succeed, because God, you have no favoritism over certain people. God, what you did for me, you will do it for these people. God, I watched you bless a lady that was making 41 grand a month, housing people in rats and roaches. God, that didn't even stop her finances. So why should it stop the finances of these people who would do it the right way? So Father God, again, I thank you. We give you glory, we give you honor, we give you praise. Even before these people get their first set of keys, God, we give you thanks now. We won't wait until we get the property. God, we say thank you now for the relationships. Thank you now for the social workers, the case managers. Thank you now for the real estate and the property to do it in. But God, also thank you for all the people that implement the HRA model, the housing referral agency, where they don't even need the property. That's why, God, we pray for the relationships. So God, today the devil is under their feet. They will succeed, and they will not procrastinate, as that is the arrogant assumption that you will give them more time for something that they've already been told to do. So God, today we thank you. We say thank you, God, again for the mind of Christ. We say thank you for an able body, because God, it's hard to do your will without the mind of Christ and an able body and the finances. So God, we call all of those things into alignment right now in the name of Jesus. Bring about the finances. Bring about the social workers and the case managers and the discharge planners. Bring about every social service agency in their city for them to be the answer. And God will be ever so careful to give you all the glory. In fact, God, today we decrease so that you can increase inside of us. And God, again, we say thank you now. We say thank you now for what you're going to do and what you're doing in these people in their respective cities. God, again, thank you now for their dreams coming true. Thank you now for them being able to bump it to us. And God, thank you for allowing me and my team to be the best consultants, the best coaches, God-filled people that we can be. And God, as I always pray, allow the people to see the Jesus in me. God, I decrease so that you will be praised. God, I take no credit for what you've done in my life and what you've done in the lives of these people. God, again, thank you. Now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ever ask or think, according to God's power. that worketh in us. Amen, amen, and amen. Thank y'all so much. I super appreciate you guys. Sheila Austin, thank you for letting me know that. And I've been saying sir the whole time. Sorry, Miss Sheila. Because in fact, Sheila, if I remember, I think I saw your name in our system. You were doing something earlier. I think you either purchased something or you were asking a question. So yeah, thank you, Sheila. So say amen. Amen. Y'all be great. I love y'all. Make no excuses. Keep God first, and everything else will seemingly fall right into place. I love y'all like a fat kid loves cake, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. Don't wait to be great. Hey, what's going on, family? Have you ever imagined starting your own housing program? That's probably why you're here. And if you're looking for one-on-one coaching, like you're kind of getting right now, but in a more of a one-on-one setting, just you and I, that's our ILF Mastery Blueprint. There's a number that they're scrolling below on this screen right now. If you text the word scholarship to that phone number, my team is going to get you some information. So first of all, I'm going to say congratulations and thank you for moving at the speed of instruction. We look forward to working with you. And again, this is only for people that desire our one-on-one coaching, which is designed to watch you succeed from going from a zero to a hero when it comes to information and knowing how to implement this independent living facility model without any mistakes. That's most important. So again, our ILF Mastery Blueprint, guys, there's a scholarship that's available for it that'll slice the price in half, which is also a no-brainer. So again, if you've ever desired to start your own housing program, but you thought you needed a license, you don't. You thought you had to be a nurse, you don't. You thought you had to own the property, you don't. Consider our ILF Mastery Blueprint, where we are going to take you to success and let God use you in your community, housing the homeless and the displaced. Let's get back to the show. If you've ever imagined of starting your own housing program, there is no reason that after we're done here tonight that you shouldn't go to forstonconsultants.com/webinars and watch the webinar, guys, because a lot of you have wanted to start a group home or traditional assisted living facility, but that stuff takes license. It takes a lot of time to open. There's a lot of red tape to jump through. You have to ask for permission. We teach you guys how to open an ILF, an independent living facility, where you can house the homeless, displaced adults, or anybody that has a guaranteed income, and it doesn't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. Make sure you watch that free webinar at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, and then set up a free strategy call so that me and my team can get you started. Let's get back to the show.